Gaming news today is all about exciting rumors and leaks. First, a reliable leaker has pointed to an upcoming PlayStation State of Play, and as their leak started making the rounds, they replied with an update and a clarification about it. We're going to look at the details and we're going to theorize about what this PlayStation State of Play could be about. Second, another reliable leaker has exciting information about GTA 6, and this is about the GTA 6 online launch timing. We're going to look at the history, and we're going to discuss the likelihood of this timing and whether or not it looks accurate. Third, two different sources are now claiming that an Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake announcement is imminent, and the interesting part is that it's coming next week. Is this somehow related to the PlayStation State of Play, or does Ubisoft have something planned on their own? Now, if you're watching this and enjoying this content and you're not here for the live show, make sure and hit subscribe and the like button so that way you can be here for the live show. That like button really does help us out. Also, I'm a fan-funded channel. I'm able to do this full-time because of the paying support of the viewers. Consider helping us get to a milestone of 600 paying members by clicking the join button. For $5 a month, you get a badge, emotes, and you get access to my members-only Discord. So let's jump into this first story because this is going to be pertinent to next week. Well, it seems that another PlayStation State of Play is upon us, at least according to one reliable leaker. Nate the Hate has said that a PlayStation State of Play is coming sometime next week with a current unconfirmed date of April the 16th. Now, he has since replied to this and stated that the emphasis that this is an unconfirmed date. The 16th is a Thursday, and we do know, according to the history, that PlayStation likes to do State of Plays on Thursdays. But he had more to say on the State of Play itself. He replied to somebody else, and he said that it sounded more like it was going to be a third-party focused event, but was not 100% certain. He also said that he was hoping to confirm the date soon, and related to another story from today, that's when the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake reveal is also supposed to happen on April the 16th. Now, he was unsure if that had any relationship to the State of Play. Now, obviously, the first speculation for many people was that it'd be a Wolverine State of Play. Now, I think that makes the least sense, if you want my honest opinion. I think they're going to be saving Wolverine for a big summer State of Play. They really like to do that State of Play at the end of May or early June. They have a habit of kind of kicking off Summer Game Fest. Now, the pushback would be that, well, during the summer, they're going to be, teamed up with Rockstar in doing GTA 6 marketing, maybe even trying to push some kind of bundle console deal since the recent price increase has people kind of mad, and they're going to try and rectify that. Well, that may be the case. They may be doing GTA 6 marketing in the summer, and I think that's likely part of their deal. I still don't see them kind of hijacking all of Sony's marketing plans for Wolverine. I really think the Summer Game Fest kickoff feels like the right time for a big chunk of gameplay, like when they did that with the Spider-Man 2 gameplay reveal. So for now, if I had to bet, we would be getting a third-party focused State of Play next week on Thursday the 16th, and I wouldn't be surprised if Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake is a part of it, but those are just my thoughts. Feel free to leave a comment below. Make sure you're here for those live streams so you can discuss these with me. So the other leak that we have has to do with GTA 6. Fans of GTA 6 have an exciting leak about the GTA 6 online portion of the game while we wait for that pesky GTA 6 Trailer 3 and the marketing to start spinning up. A reliable leaker, the Ghost of Hope, took to Twitter with information about the launch timing of GTA 6 Online, and in light of how Rockstar handled GTA 5 and the online launch, I actually think this is pretty believable. Here's what he said, quote, "Up to you guys if you want to believe me on this or not, but hearing from someone that the current plan for GTA 6 is to launch online within a month after the release of the game. So I think this is actually believable for two reasons. First, the delay has likely allowed them to prepare for that online launch, and they have a very strong reason to launch the online. It's going to make them a ton of money. And with the launch date landing in November, that's a great opportunity in December, a month later, to do a big holiday push and get everybody spending that Christmas money or holiday money inside of GTA Online. But the second and more important reason that they launched GTA 5 is how they launched GTA 5 and the GTA Online. Even though it was 13 years ago, I still think it's informative in how they operated back then with two separate launches. They released GTA 5 in the middle of September 2013, and just 2 weeks later, they released GTA Online. So, I think this is one of those times where the leak is about as solid as it gets, but that's just my thoughts on the matter. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it as well. So let's take a look at the AC Black Flag rumor also, because we are likely hearing about this very, very soon. So as we already said, the third story today is about the AC Black Flag Remake, but we have more information than just the announcement. We actually have a release window that has leaked as well. According to Insider Gaming, Reset Era Black Bait said that the announcement for the game was planned for April the 16th, which we already have that same date rumored for the PlayStation State of Play, and Insider Gaming said they have also heard that that is the planned announcement date for the game, but they also said they have obtained internal documentation that speaks to the release window of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake. Currently, it is scheduled for fiscal year 2027 quarter 2. Now, this means sometime between June and August of this year is when they are targeting releasing the AC Black Flag Remake. So, the 2026 gaming train is really starting to pick up steam in the coming weeks, and it sounds like AC Black Flag Remake intends to be part of that momentum. Now, I, for one, hope they nail this. This is one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games of all time, and I think it's just got a great vibe. This could be just what Ubisoft ordered to turn things back around with the public not thinking so fondly of them lately. So, those are all my thoughts. That's all the news. So now it's time to talk to you guys. Guys, make sure you're hitting that like button. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And yes, there was a new Saros trailer that dropped. I made sure to tweet that out. It is looking very, very good. Looking like a Game of the Year contender. Very, very little doubt in my mind that it could get up on that podium this year. And I've got some people to thank. People are already kind of going crazy on that goal. And Ginger, Han shot first, and so did you. Guys, we will be on Ginger Prime's show tomorrow. I misspoke. So we will be on the Gaming Roundtable tomorrow. It's in a couple of weeks when the Final Fantasy thing is happening. So he drops a 5-bomb, then Broken Earth drops a 5-bomb, then Siege Master drops a 5-bomb, and now Wired Rope drops a 10-bomb over there on Twitch to get us to 141. You guys are going to need a bit of a member train if you want to hit that weekly goal of 500 to get us to do that Saturday stream with Madam. And so there is plenty to talk about today, plenty to theorize. I think the State of Play is likely to be a very, very third-party centric State of Play. I don't think it's time for them to really start ramping up the Wolverine marketing. I know GTA 6 is playing a role here. We know GTA 6 is in the mix. The summer is likely when they're going to start really, really heavily marketing that game. There's likely to be GTA 6 Trailer 3 somewhere in May. That's kind of the rumblings that we're hearing, is that something's going to be happening with GTA 6 in May, which kind of makes sense in light of like earnings calls and the fiscal year and when they really are going to want people to start. Number one, I think they're going to want people to start being able to pre-order as well. Like, you want people to be able to kind of lock in their pre-order benefits and what have you. David Hudat with 26 months over there on YouTube. Thank you so much, sir. Lono, for GTA 6 Online, if it drops a month after the game, what do you think that means for the PC launch? I have continued to say that I think the PC launch is 6 months away from the release. So they're going to drop the game in November. I think summer of next year, this game is on PC. Strauss Zelnick made it very clear, at least this was how I interpreted his comments. It really sounded to me like they see PC as a bigger opportunity than maybe in the past. I think they've always thought of PC as a big opportunity, but it seemed to me like he was indicating that it's a big priority for them this time around. So I would anticipate a quicker launch to PC. The main reason I think that they like to go to console first is, number one, we know they know people will double dip. I don't think it's that simple. I mean, I could be wrong. They definitely have a vibe of like being happy to let people buy the game multiple times. I also think a game of this size is just super ambitious, and it's probably just easier for them to really make sure it runs amazing on console. They probably also know that's where a bulk of their money and their audience comes from. So they're going to want to make sure that, you know, that is well in hand. And to what Sir Mosley is saying, I actually think this is very, very true. Promoting Wolverine before Saros drops would be undermining the housemark. I typically agree, but PlayStation's been super unpredictable. Like, they tend to not start marketing the next thing until the next game comes out. What I mean by saying that is they're not going to start marketing Wolverine heavily with like its own State of Play until after Saros has had its day. I agree with you. Like, it'd be really weird for Wolverine to walk out next week with its own state of play and then be like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, in 2 weeks, Saros comes out. I really hope they don't do that. That would be stepping all over it, and it sounds like it's going to be a third-party state of play from what we're hearing. Chase Haddon with 41 months and a member plus gets us to 143. What a year of games. GTA 6, 007, Black Flag Remake, Giddy Up. So many games, it's ridiculous. Ashton Hollow with 55 months says, shut up and take my money. I appreciate that very, very much. That's 55 months. We're at 144 on the total for the week. Guys, thank you so much. I told some of the big boys to back off this week. I don't want the same handful of folks carrying that member count. So some of y'all are either going to have to gift or get involved and pick up your own membership. That is going to need to be the case. Yeah, YouTube's still acting kind of... If you guys aren't getting notifications, double check that you have that notification bell set to all. It's been getting switched for people, so always double check that on the channels that you frequent the most. It can get switched. GTA 5 Online is still in the top 5 most played games on the PS5. Imagine what GTA 6 is going to do. You missed the start. What's the GTA 6 leak? From a reliable leaker, he's saying he's hearing that GTA 6 Online will launch 1 month after the release of GTA 6. So that puts it in December. I actually think that's very, very likely given how they did it with GTA 5. Dynamite with 21 months and a member plus. We're exactly 5 members away from 150. Who's going to steal that milestone? I believe currently I owe all of the members to YouTube. I can't remember. I need to start just doing them when they happen. I was saving them up, but it gets hard to remember. Gift yourself a membership, says John Always, and he hits 55 months. 55 months of gifting himself a membership. That's right. Gift yourself a membership. If they can get a 60 FPS GTA 6 on the PS5 Pro and bundle it, I reckon those will fly off the shelf in record numbers. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's related to the delay. You definitely see the possibility there. Broken Earth is going to steal it there for Team YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and just pay up and do a 5-bomb to YouTube, and we're going to call it that I'm all paid up because I'm pretty sure that's where we are. You sniped 1 for Twitch yesterday. That's right. So I do owe 5 to YouTube and 1 to Twitch. I'm gonna do that now, and then we'll just say that I'm all paid up. I'm gonna start paying when they hit. It's possible that we're losing track, and I don't want to do that. I want to honor the every 25 I gift 1 back to the community. So thank you so much for doing that. I don't think anything flies off at the current prices. Oh, I definitely don't think pros are going to fly off the shelf at the current prices, but you certainly could fix some of the diminished demand. I mean, if you're seeing GTA 6 bundles and you're seeing GTA 6 trailers and commercials that are saying, hey, this is going to be the best place to play the game, then it's very likely it could curb some of the hurt that they're probably experiencing right now. There is no doubt in my mind that at $900, the PlayStation 5 Pro has taken a big hit from consumer demand perspective. I think they'll sell 1 billion copies of GTA 6. I don't know if consoles move. I think the $599 PlayStation 5 is going to be the one that becomes the hardest to find. It's $599, so it's still in the hemisphere of launch prices because consoles launched around $500. So it's got the 5 right there at the beginning of the price, so $599. I think that's going to be the hardest one to get because there's going to be so many people. There's going to be a ton of people that are trying to get GTA 6 who have been hanging out on the PS4, right? There are tons of people that are probably just hanging out on the PS4 that are going to be like, well, I've got to upgrade. I've got to play GTA. I think that's going to be the one that's really, really hard to get. This is the $600 PS5. Best place to play for 6 months at least. Yeah, and I think FOMO is going to take over. I think it's like the most anticipated game this generation. I think people will 100% be like, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet. I don't want to wait to play GTA. I'm going to dive in. GTA 6 is likely to be the highest selling game that we've seen in its opening, month, week, year. It's probably going to break any record there is to break. I believe that GTA 6 will break those records. Some retailers still have pros for $749 in stock, Walmart and Target. Yeah, if you guys are trying to snag a PS5 Pro at that $750, man, I'd be checking. There's still some lingering places that maybe they haven't adjusted their prices because they're selling through ones that they've already had on hand as far as stock goes. PS5 Digital Edition was $400 at launch, now $600. A 50% price increase is pretty crazy to think of, considering how all the gen prices went down and not up. Right. I mean, if you look at the comparison sheets, it's crazy. Like, gaming's never been cheap. You go back, you look at Nintendo's and inflation, and you kind of calculate what they actually cost. It was not cheap. I think that's why back then we were commonly renting games. We could walk to like a rental store, and it just made more sense. It was like you could rent the game, and games were also smaller in scope back then, so you could like rent a game for the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo and like play it over the weekend. And then kind of like, yeah, I've had my fill of that game. But it was expensive back then. But you look at the price comparisons now, and it's like, good golly, the difference in price on consoles is crazy. $500, I'm sorry, not $500. A $5 super chat from Street Shadow says, what you have to consider with the price is Sony will definitely do multiple sales bundles, especially if the marketing rumors are true. I wonder if they are playing that game where you go to the store and something's been discounted, but it's been discounted off of what feels like an inflated MSRP or something like that, or like an inflated retail price or whatever term we're supposed to use. I wonder if that's part of what they're doing is they're cushioning against inflation, but they're also giving themselves the ability to be like, oh, hey, we're doing a discount on these GTA 6 bundles. And everyone's going to be like, oh, it's a discount. And it'll be like, yeah, it's basically what the price was before the increase. Do you see what I'm saying? Like playing a bit of a game, every time you go into I swear every time I go into the grocery store, they're doing this. Thank you so much, Redacted762, for a member over there on Purple. I greatly appreciate that. Welcome back in. Does anyone else think that there will be a watershed moment before GTA 6 and after GTA 6 in terms of game dev and what gamers expect from games and how games are even made going forward? You'd have to give an example of what you mean. Like when you say a watershed moment, do you mean like another pivotal moment like GTA 6? I don't know. Because this is going to be this will be a pretty pivotal moment. I mean, game companies like this that take this long to ship their games, they tend to kind of like take over, the attention of basically everybody. Like prices going up right before Black Friday. Right, like you go in to buy something on Black Friday and they're like, this $700 TV's been marked down to $500. And you're like, wasn't it $500 last week? You know what I'm saying? But the people that are bum rushing the store, they're none the wiser. They think they're getting a deal. I'm confused by your point. Are you saying that GTA 6 won't be as successful as 5 because it's only releasing on current gen? Is that what somebody's indicating? I don't think it's going to be. GTA 5 is overrated, says ADR Zone. Okay. I don't really see this game doing better than 5. GTA 5 released on PS3 and the 360 to current gen, so how is the 6 going to get even close to that? Well, I mean, if you're talking about quantity of sales, I don't know what size that install base was when it first came out, when GTA 5 first came out in 2013. I don't know what the install size was, but by the time this thing releases in November, they're going to have roughly 100 million PlayStation 5 users to sell to, 30 million Xbox users to sell to. So what, a potential audience the size of like 120 to 130 million people. That's pretty big. I don't really know what the size of those gens were. Also, this game is going to be available on the next gen as well. It's going to span generations to the same degree. So if you look at like the lifetime sales of GTA 5 spanning, 13 years now, I don't know. YouTube has begun rolling out a 90-second unskippable ad on the TV app. It's simply not worth it to watch YouTube on the TV. They're trying to make it more watchable on TV. That sounds like a terrible decision. TJ Boom Boom, let me add you to the total. 42 months says, when do you think Rockstar will reveal performance specs for the consoles? I have no idea. Hopefully well ahead of launch so people can kind of know what to expect. When it's all said and done, GTA 6 will be sold on the PS5, the PS6, the PS7, the PC, the Xbox Series X, the Helix. Yeah, I don't see how it can't surpass GTA 5. GTA has sold over 200 million copies. If lifetime GTA 6 will probably rival that, I don't see how it couldn't, because you're talking about a game that's been out for 13 years. It spanned multiple generations. There are people who have bought multiple copies of Grand Theft Auto 5. I have a hard time believing that GTA 6 is going to struggle to compete with its predecessor. I think its its launch alone is likely going to be very, very, very strong with respect to, like, it'll be one of the fastest selling games in history, I would imagine. You also have to consider something. They can hit a quantity of sales much faster because of digital. Back in 2013, when they launched, there was, how many games were people even able to download digital? I genuinely don't remember. So 13 years ago, I remember being able to download games from the Xbox Arcade on my Xbox, but major retail games like GTA, back then at release, could you even download them? Was that possible? I honestly don't remember. I just checked. In 2013, 80 million PS3s had been sold, which is when GTA 5 released. So when GTA 5 released, there were less PlayStations in circulation than there are this time. There's a bigger footprint of the PlayStation audience alone. That's not considering the Xbox platform as well. Nothing has matched PS2 success. Successors won't always be bigger. It could sell 180 million copies, be successful, and still fall short. I think just the ability for people to download it digitally will be a huge, huge boost. There are so many people that are just going to download GTA 6 digitally and not even wait for the physical. Like, in the past, you'd have to go to the store and physically buy it or wait for years to ship. You didn't have to. I don't remember when digital became so common. I don't know what year. I don't know what system it was. I don't know if there was a particular game that really kind of switched things up. 360 and the PS3 were split down the middle. It was like 70 million. I don't know if it was that close in 2013. Let's just say that it was. I still think we're living in a different time. If you have roughly 100 million PlayStation 5s in November in circulation, 30 million Xboxes, that's roughly the same consumer base. That's 130 million, and you got 270s there. That's 140. It's very, very similar size. Xbox One predicted all digital. It did, and unfortunately they took a bit of a hit for being ahead of the curve with the Xbox One. They were ahead, man. They saw that, like, the living room was going to become like all-in-one devices. I just don't think they realized it was going to become the television that would become the all-in-one device as opposed to a console. I ain't got no time for physical copies anymore. That's what I'm saying, Biggie. Like, I just install it. I need this. I want to play this as soon as it's available. GTA 6 will be the biggest game. Right before Series X, PS5 release, 6 or 7 years digital took over. Okay, so back when GTA 5 originally released 13 years ago, it would be a lot harder to move that many copies because you'd have to have physical copies everywhere, every city, every store, sending them to people. So I think that the no physical release day for GTA 6, I thought they squashed that. I don't think that that's true. There was a rumor that GTA 6 was not going to have a physical release. I thought that they squashed that rumor. I could be incorrect. We need to check on that. But I remember feeling like that got squashed. The GTA 4 Collector's Edition had a cool safety deposit box with a lock and a key. I miss the good stuff. I've hit a point in my life where collector's editions are so cool, but then they just kind of sit, and I like them. Joker Quinn with a single gifted, thank you so much, getting us to 154. I like them. I like having them, for the studio, but man, oh man, they're expensive sometimes. They're very expensive, and it's like, well, it's a plastic statue to put on a shelf. It's $300, and you're like, what? I do need to get Doom Guy back over here. Doom Guy's over there. He hasn't been in the background in a while. I like Doom Guy. He's actually, I think, one of the best collector's edition statues I've got. I think him and Venom are like my two favorite. The Yote mask is pretty dope too. GTA 6 will be 90% digital sales. I love that the popularity of GTA 5 and Rockstar's previous games have allowed them to go balls out for the next installments. I also just want to see what happens. Is that the appropriate idiom, balls out? Why would you do that? That seems like a vulnerable thing to do. They should drop the most absurd collector's editions for this game. They have the audience for it, and it's becoming such an event. Lean into it. Give the people what they want. You know what would be a really, really cool collector's item from the game is like one of the beer bottles from the trailer. Like, give me that glass beer bottle. You can put water in it, I don't care. If the bottle's brown, it'll look like beer, right? That would be pretty cool to like have on your shelf. Like just like an actual, almost like a prop from the game. I hate how chat is so anti-physical media. Are they anti-physical, Garrett, or have they just decided that they prefer digital? Are they anti-physical? Are they like, ew, gross, physical? Or are they just like, no, I just prefer it? I'm not anti-physical. I'm not against it. I don't think people in chat are adversarial against physical. I think they're just like, digital's easier, man. What do you want? You know, you got a lot of busy dads in chat that are like, look, bro, I'm working 8 hours a day, and by the time I get home, last thing on my mind is thinking that I got to go to the store, buy the disc, take the disc home, open the disc, put the disc in, and then let the game install. I can have the game installed the night before. You know what I mean? You got dudes that want to get home, take a shower, kiss their wife, have dinner, and play their game. You know what I mean? They don't want all this. They don't want all these obstacles in their way. They're busy. They're busy men. You know? Olivia Newton-John wants physical. There is a very small portion of the audience that gets that joke, Bumble Pants. I appreciate the effort. I'm definitely gross physical. Don't touch me. Yeah, you don't just need to touch grass. You need to touch some of your relatives in a good way. Okay. Now, like a hug, you know, or a handshake. Stop being so isolated. And don't be weird at the next family get-together. I like physical for console games as you can trade them in and get half your money back. Yeah, I mean, there is a value, right? You know what I mean? There is a value to having physical. This guy says, I want to get a wife, take her home, kiss my shower, and go balls in. Well, I mean, you're using the right words, Baja Blast. Your heart is in the right place. You know, you're using the right words. You'll get there one day. Gee, many Christmas. I'm not anti-physical, says Street Shadow. I'm just focused on, why am I having to freaking approve so many I'm going to turn off I don't want to see moderation anymore. It's driving me dadgum crazy. I got to approve like every 7th message. I'm not anti-buying most physical games from Amazon these days. I stopped driving to Best Buy for physical games, especially after they killed off Gamers Club Unlocked. I don't even remember that. Yes, I saw the news this morning, Lone Wolf. Okay, this is a bummer. Now, they've not been laid off, okay? They have not been laid off. But the team that worked on First Berserker Kazan has been dissolved and placed in other places. And I'm pretty disappointed. I was really very, very impressed by their game. I thought the art style was excellent. I thought the combat felt just wonderful. I thought it had a good enough story. I'm very disappointed that game did not do better than it did. I'm disappointed that that's happening. Thankfully, they're not being laid off. The team has just been dissolved. So, as far as like negative news, it's the best of the two possibilities. I guess now it's the last Berserker. Okay, Snake Eyes, take the fucking day off, dude. Okay. It's the first and last Berserker. I hate you. I hate everything about you, sir. Yo, it's good, Feed. I see you in the chat. Zubair says, no, that's good work. I know. That's why it made me angry. I was like, that's actually a good joke, and frick you for that. Frick you for that joke. The second I saw I didn't have to pay tax back on the PS3 was the last day I bought physical. Well, there you go. Wait, what do you mean you don't have to pay tax? What are you talking about? I pay a tax when I buy a digital version of a game. It's a sales tax. What are you talking about? What do you mean you're not paying tax? Take-Two CEO comments on the GTA 6 digital-only rumor. Yeah, that got shot down. I was pretty sure that got shot down. Let's get the direct quote here. Yeah, I think he could be playing a game, though. I feel like I remember... Yeah. Okay. I come on, Tweaktown, settle the frick down. Jiminy Christmas. Why are we back? Can I just rant about something for a moment with you guys? Will you indulge me in a little old man rant? Why have we gone back to pop-ups? Why? I used to go to a website when I was growing up. It was like boop, 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 like pop-ups all over the place. And there was a time where everybody said, enough's enough. We're not going to do the pop-up thing anymore. And now everybody's doing it. They're like, can we know your location? Can you approve our cookies? Do you want to be a part of our newsletter? Would you like to see? No. The answer's always no. Stop doing it. Stop it. Stop with the pop-ups. Ad block. I don't want to run one. I really don't. But some of these websites are impossible to go to now. It's ridiculous. You want me to read your article? You better calm the frick down with all this. Okay? You guys are going to kill yourselves with all these ads and pop-ups. All right, anyways. Back to our regular scheduled program of me ranting about games instead of pop-ups on websites. So Strauss Zelnick gave this answer to the situation of the physical. He says, Take-Two's CEO Strauss Zelnick has denied recent claims of a digital-only release for GTA 6, telling Variety that's not the plan. Okay. He's a CEO, and he knows what he's doing. I don't know about that answer. I'm going to be honest with you. You finally stopped getting Raid Shadow Legends ads? Well, that just reminds me. Today's stream is sponsored by... I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be a segue? I finally stopped getting those Raid Shadow Legends ads. It's funny that you mentioned Shade Shadow Legends ads. I'm having a stroke. It's funny that you mentioned Raid Shadow Legends ads. I ruined it. Yeah, it's over. Let's just move on. I butchered the joke. I had a door-to-door sales show up yesterday. I was surprised. I felt sorry for them at the same time. Yeah, why has that come back? What? Why has that come back? Who's convincing these poor 20-something young men to go door-to-door? What? The conversion has to be terrible. People are like, what are you doing on my porch? Go away. I don't even talk to the person that delivers my food. Like, I only talk to the person who delivers my booze because I have to sign for it. Why are you on my doorstep? Well, you see, we've got great deals on AT&T. That's wonderful. It never left. Homie, I've lived in this neighborhood for a while, 7-something years, and I'm here to tell you, there was a long stretch there where nobody was doing it. I'm not talking about like COVID. I'm talking like 2022 to 2025, like 3 straight years. I don't think I saw a door-to-door salesman. Jehovah's Witness. Hey, those young men on the bikes are they're doing something. You give them a glass of water and you tell them to. I'm not going to get myself into trouble today. Caleb, thank you so much for gifting a member and getting us to 155. We are exactly a 20 bomb away from 175. I'm going to gift as soon as we hit it. I'm not holding back and saving the gifts anymore, all right? Hey, Lono, did you see that Marathon had the worst peak of 25,000 and the worst low of 7,000 since launch? I don't understand how some content creators see this as normal. I think they're on Pokium. Pokium is different than Copium. Pokium is that's a game that you play by yourself and tell yourself that you're not alone. It's that's great. Anyways, yeah, I saw the numbers. They're bad. They're bad. They continue to be bad. He said marathon. Yeah, sorry. I know people are enjoying it. Listen, if you guys are lurking and listening to the show and you don't like the marathon coverage, yeah, neither do I. So we're all in the same boat, I told everybody what was going to happen a year ago. Everybody told me I was wrong. Now that I'm right, nobody wants to come around and admit it. So, it's wonderful. What would have been good for me, what would have been better for me is if they proved me wrong and the game crushed it. So I'm not pleased. So if anybody thinks I was hoping the game would die, there's no revelry here. It's yeah, sucks. Yeah, I don't see how the game's going to survive to the first season wipe. But yeah, here we are. Lona, we're a bit off to a rough start today. You want to just take a break? Let's just start over, all right? All right. Here we go. Gaming news today is all about me making lots of mistakes during the show, misspeaking, bumbling my words, and tons of accidental innuendos. So we're going to start the show completely from the top. So in gaming... No, I'm just kidding. Morning chat. One meeting down, next meeting in 20 minutes. Get it, Ginger. Get it. Wired Rope with 100 bits says, get Morbid Metal when it comes to console. I think I will. How's it doing? I liked it a little bit when I played early access. It's got an 81%. My hope would be that they can polish some of the combat movement and targeting just didn't feel great during early access during early access. Or was it a demo? It's in early access now. I think it was a demo that I played. In any case, 81% on Steam is pretty much what I expected. Like, people aren't over the moon about it. I'm sure they've got criticisms and some complaints because, like, it just... I don't know. If you're going to make a game that looks like that and is going to be, like, that's the centrality of it, it's got to feel amazing. Guys, if you're just tuning in, do me a quick favor. Do me a quick favor. Hit the like button. Try and get us to 200 likes very, very quickly. Gaming news today is all about the failures of Marathon. No, I don't want to talk Marathon today. I don't. We know where that game is heading, all right? We do. You can't get down to 7,000 concurrents in off-peak hours on your biggest platform and think that game has a dadgum prayer. Let's just move on. We'll probably have to talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to end up talking about Marathon with Ginger tomorrow. I don't want to talk about that today. I don't. I'm sick of it. It's a bullseye that I hit from 12 months away, and it doesn't feel good to hit it. So it's like, let's just not. Anyways, there's a video called The Future Marathon explaining how the drop in players is normal. Yeah, I'm just not interested in listening to people pretzel contort themselves into acting like everything's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, the Samson game's not doing too well either. I thought something smelled funny about that one. Looked a little bit like another Mind's Eye. Doesn't seem to be as bad as Mind's Eye, but they're going to have to do a whole lot of work because it's not sitting very well. Former GTA 6 dev warns that the final game won't look as good as the trailers. So there's a former GTA 6 dev, so this is making the rounds, and it's obviously very relevant to today. Former GTA 6 dev warns that the final game won't look as good as the trailers. Everything in that view is getting madly polished. The whole world doesn't look like that. Yeah, focus on the areas of the trailer. Here's the thing, though, okay? Here's the thing. This is an ongoing conversation about, like, fake trailers and marketing and everything else. Why do I have so many notifications? We only usually have a couple. Oh, I forgot. I tweeted the Kazan thing, and I tweeted the thing. This guy is responding with a doubtful gif about Saros. It's going to be very, very funny when Saros does very, very well this year and gets all kinds of nominations. It's going to be wonderful. I will drink your tears out of a Dixie cup. Not a shock. Didn't we know this already, especially on console? It was running on like 250-90s. I don't like it. I don't. I wish there was a clearer divide between, hey, here's a cinematic, and hey, here's gameplay. Now, the hope would be that we get GTA 6 gameplay, like, ample look before release. Like, that's the hope that I have, is that prior to release, we can get a nice, solid look at gameplay. You know? Are we going to see a Watch Dogs level bait and switch? No. I don't think so. I think the game is going to be impressive from a scope perspective, from a gameplay perspective, from a graphical fidelity perspective. I think GTA 6 is going to be good. But I also think those trailers are selling something that we know is not possible on console. You are not going to be like walking in to a building and like looking at the beer bottles, and like every individual beer bottle has like individual beads of sweat on it, and it's like you can like look through it. There's just no way. And the double dip from Raijin, he does a tier 3 on Twitch for 31 months, and then 55 months in a VIP gets us to 157 on the week. Thank you, Mr. Raijin. All of you who double dip, thank you for double dipping. If you guys can't do if you guys cannot do a membership, at least hit that like button. Get us to 200 likes, because that helps almost as much, honestly, if you guys go crazy on the likes. Jotun Slayer co-op update went live today. Oh, it did? Oh, man. Madam and I we're getting further and further into Sworn. Like, we're really trying to max out our skill trees. I think is more accurate. On the website, they have pics like this. Yeah, I mean, like an in-engine cutscene looking like that. I mean, I guess I could see it. I don't think you're gonna walk up to a character in the game, though, while you're moving around and see this level of detail. I just don't think so. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer about GTA 6. I'm just trying to be realistic. I just don't see it. We don't have games that look and run like this on the console. And anybody that's tried to tell us we're going to get it, look what happens. I mean, do we really want to look at the level of detail and quality and texture and all of that in a little game called Crimson Desert? Like, obviously, it looks nothing like the trailers when you play on a base level console. Melissa with a membership, thank you so much. And then Dwayne with a membership, that's a VIP renewal for Dwayne, 47 months. Morning, ladies, smash the like button or I'll find where you live and I'll ticket you in your sleep. Okay, that's disturbing, and no, he will not do that. That is against the law unless you want him to. Say her name right, Melissa. Yeah, I have to say her name like that every time she talks in chat. We got a comment here from Melissa. Do the Debbie Downer face zoom. I don't have it. I don't. I need to bring back the zoom cam. I switched settings and I lost my zoom cam. I just need to add. It's not that difficult. I mean, I'm acting like it's a difficult thing to do. I just have to do this, and then I just have to go like this, like that. That's pretty good. We want to make sure that the hair fits. Like, okay, that's pretty good. And then I go like that. And now I just have to go in here and go to the zoom cam, and then I just have to tell it that I want the this one here. There we go. Let's see. There it is. That's it. I brought it back. Did you see how much work? I couldn't find time to do that. My schedule's pretty tight, so I was just a little too busy, to do that. It was tough. That took a whopping 7 seconds, and it's just hard to find time in the schedule for that. Lono EXE is experiencing difficulties at this time. At this time? What do you mean? That's like every day. Lono, show us the dogs, bro. Now listen, that costs money, bro. Like, if I ever launch an OnlyFans, you can buy pictures, but I'm not doing that for free. You know what I mean? This guy says the horse testicle physics in Red Dead Redemption was an important and essential aspect of the game. I'll be honest with you, this is the first time I think I've ever been told that there were horse testicle physics in Red Dead Redemption, so I'm not sure what you were doing or what kind of game you were playing. I mean, maybe we need to check your hard drive. Maybe the FBI needs to check your hard drive for the mods that you had installed, sir. I mean, I'm not a snitch. I mean, yeah, I am. I would totally snitch on you if you had stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, he's right there, officer. I'm always a fan of options, says Zubair. Let people run into 24 FPS with path tracing or 240 FPS upscaling from 360 to 4K. There's a very PC-centric way of thinking, though. Can you please read my last message? It wouldn't be a day streaming if Pan Parav didn't ask me to read one of their previous messages. Have you played Cyberpunk with ray tracing and 60 FPS? No, there's been a bit of a hullabaloo on Twitter about it, though. There was a guy that put out footage showing reflections. Digital Foundry has had to kind of amend their coverage and say, oh, wait, hold on, there are ray tracing reflections in these modes. It sounds like they either had bad intel or they interpreted something inappropriately or incorrectly. They're probably going to be posting some sort of an updated or revised video because there does seem to be more reflections in the game than originally they thought. Adam King with 24 months. Appreciate the news and community. My mom passed from metastatic breast cancer last month, and it's been nice to keep my mind occupied. Appreciate you. Well, man, I am so sorry. That is really, really hard. It's never easy to lose a loved one, but a parent and to just the dreaded devil of the body, cancer. I'm sorry, brother. That's rough, if my show was a distraction, I'm sorry for that too. That I'm the distraction you have to put up with as you mourn. I am sorry about that. I need to order more dark roast and Frickmas tomorrow. Where we don't have any dark roast. We only have the Frickmas. So that's the last bag right there. That one's for you. I'll sign it. I'm just kidding. We have plenty of the Frickmas, but we're out of the dark roast. I never made it past the Red Dead Redemption 2 intro because just the horse testes as a screensaver. You just were stuck there for forever. You know what I mean? Just couldn't get past it. I mean, it's understandable. It can be hypnotic. Man. In any case, how you doing? Hey, it's Agent Atwood. How are you, Mr. Atwood? I found a bag of dark roast in the back of the cabinet. It was like Christmas. Isn't that amazing? Well, you advise on that for educational purposes. What is this? What do we have here? Let's take a look at this clip here. We all remember hearing about the shrinking horse balls in Red Dead 2. Why would Rockstar spend any amount of time on a feature so utterly pointless instead of focus on the parts of the game that actually matter? There were some jokes and frustrations, but I want to explain why. Homie, this is really long. Pause. What the heck is this? This is the longest TikTok ever. I ain't watching all that. I'm out. I'm done, Hattigan. Why did you send me a full-on research paper in the form of a TikTok? Like, what? I'm doing great, Atwood. Thank you for asking. It's all good. She needed the rest, not to worry. I also go to therapy, so it's fine. Well, yeah, make sure you do that. Don't isolate. Sadness is not meant to be born alone. You know, it can be very, very heavy. Thank you for reaching out. We are currently addressing this issue. We're glad to have you as a member of the panel. Well, thank you. I'm glad to be a member of the panel. Now, just make sure that I can do that. Is it going to my junk, I wonder? Am I... Are you guys getting the emails when I go live? I used to get an email every day when I went live, and now I'm not getting them. Maybe it's going to junk. Sometimes that happens. I'm just going to double check that. Horseball's dissertation. Yes. So a PhD in horse anatomy. You know, can you imagine telling your parents you finally were published and like, well, what'd you write on? Well, you know, body parts and stuff. GTA 6 is only projected to do billions in revenue. Definitely overhyped. Yeah, Yanadid is doing his audition to write for some of these gaming outlets. You're ready. You're so ready. Like, that is such a headline from today, isn't it? GTA 6 only projected to do billions in revenue. Fans say it's overhyped. And you're like, what the frick? Huh? And you go and read the article. And you're like, this is the dumbest crap I've ever read. And then you realize that they got you to click. And you're like, God, they got me. Speaking of coffee, I need to go downstairs and make some. Get it. If you guys feel like coffee is losing its potency, don't drink it for the first hour and a half that you're awake. You know, drink a bunch of water for the first hour and a half, and then take that first sip, and it'll put some pep. It'll put some pep in your step. You don't want to drink it right away. It's better for your stomach too. Oh my goodness. I don't think GTA 6 can possibly live up to the expectations in people's minds. You don't get the notification emails anymore? Yeah, something happened. I don't know what happened, but hopefully they fix it. It's not a huge problem, but we want those emails going out. By the way, guys, right now you can hit the like button on this video, and it will definitely help me, and it'll help more people get here. Thank you so much for watching and being here and being part of the conversation. Take a quick second also and say something in the chat. You can put an emote. You can say hello or good morning. You lurkers are welcome to lurk, but a little greeting here and there goes a long way. GTA 5 is around $10 billion in total revenue. GTA 6 should hit $15 billion in the next few years. Here's the thing about GTA 6 that I'm like not nearly as interested in. The money they generate, I'm kind of like, because like once you get to that amount of money, it's almost hard to even fathom it. You're like, that's a stupid amount of money, you know? That's like a stupid amount of money. It's like, well, okay, so they made 10 billion, and they're gonna make a couple more billion this time. I actually am more interested in quantity of sales because I think that's a more tangible thing to like wrap your head around. Does that make sense? Like number of consumers. That is interesting to me. Number of people that try to log in and play GTA 6 online. That's way more interesting because that to me is like, wow, that's momentum, that's movement, that's like a cultural thing. I saw there was somebody, an analyst speculating and saying that GTA 6 as a game is going to make some people into millionaires. There's going to be content creators that explode in GTA 6. I'm going to tell you guys right now, everybody's talking about like, oh, Burnt Peanuts viewership is down since he stopped playing Arc Raiders or whatever. Number one, he's fine, and people watching his metrics are weird. Number two, wait till GTA 6 comes out. Just you wait. And he starts doing some RP. I mean, that homie's he's gonna be sent to the moon. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. You keep an eye on folks like him because GTA 6 is likely gonna be a huge moment for him. Arc Raiders isn't gonna hold a candle to what that man can do in some GTA 6 roleplay. You know what I mean? GTA 6 is gonna be Lono's forever game. You know, Creature keeps saying that we need to find a game. Wouldn't it be an absolute twist of the noodle for that game to be something I land in and explode in? I don't know how I would. I don't know what I would do with it. Like, it's very off-brand for me with the kind of stuff that's in there. I don't know. I mean, Hillbilly Jack would love to play it, but I don't think he can come out of retirement. Fuzzy was 6 months over there on Purple. So what you're saying is that you're going full GTA 6 now. I mean, maybe it's possible. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. You know what I mean? It wasn't weird when I started out with like Borderlands and was playing like Fallout that I landed in like Destiny. Right? It wasn't weird. To be very adjacent and to land in there. You could be role play as a preacher. I mean, do you guys think there's a market for like Christian dad? I'm a Christian dad playing GTA 6 and just out here just trying to be a Christian dad, and every stream would be terrible. Like, gotta turn it off, gotta bleep that out, oh man, like that. It would be awful. Lono's gonna abandon Kirby Air Riders for GTA 6. This is correct. Hip Hop Gamer says that GTA 6 user-generated contents will produce millionaires. Oh! It was Hip Hop Gamer that said that. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Maybe it's because GTA 5 is so ancient and dated at this point, but I feel like GTA line is not good. I mean, I think people enjoy GTA Online for what they make of it, right? Yes, but instead of robbing them, can I give the money to orphans? Can you play it? Can you play GTA 6 altruistically? Like, is it possible? Like, just go in and try to be kind to everybody? They'd be like, you can't do this. That's against the rules. Christian Dad Brewing Coffee, Sony Pony Roleplay, gonna go crazy. That's a heck of a resume right there. That's a heck of a resume. Hip Hop Gamer who says things like, hang on, let's open this up. What's the man here saying? There are things in Grand Theft Auto I know for a fact because I got a chance to party with Rockstar, literally. He claims Rockstar is investing in building GTA 6 as an ecosystem and a marketplace. There's going to be a lot of user-generated content. Yeah, I believe it. I do. I believe it. Maybe I can launch the first, Christian radio show inside of GTA 6. We'll have 3 listeners. All the dads that play in secret. No, honey, I'm not playing GTA 6. No, I'm reading my Bible. I got a whopping 3 people to tune in and listen. You know, they're like, this is pretty good content. Gee, many Christmas. GTA 6, but you build a legal empire with crony capitalism and legal extortion. I mean, yeah, that's the way to do it. Underpay your workers, don't pay for their health benefits, while they slowly die of terrible diets because they're working too much and not getting enough sleep. You know, that's the way God intended it. What's up, Atwood? Atwood's coming over there on Twitch to say hello. Could be fun for shorts. Yeah, maybe. You could be the voice of the Keyflum guy. I don't know what that is. Bring back Dean Franz and Fanny Joe Styles. Yeah, I don't know any of these references. It's just my sacrifice on infinite repeat. It's all Creed all day. No! Listen, you would just be Joel Osteen. That's very GTA. Yeah, I just could be the Joel Osteen of the GTA world. That's it. We have found my new content calling. Feels weird being back here on Twitch. We have officially been back on Twitch for almost an entire year. We got it back on I think it was April the 13th. It was GTA 2 Radio. Oh, is that what that's from? Well, I'll be doggone. Non-lethal attacks only. That's right. This is the strongest baseball bat in the game. You know, I'm putting everybody in the hospital. They can't remember their middle names or who their mother is, but they're alive, and that's what counts. That's going to be our way. That's going to be our way of dealing with things. My mail app is just broken. I can't check my email right now. Thank you very, very much, Ganks, for gifting a sub to Atwood over there on Purple. I appreciate that so much. He's a church leader in GTA 5. He's always on the talk radio, and there's a mission with him. You follow certain steps using the in-game web. Oh, well, there you go. That is incredible. The interesting thing about GTA 6 is not, to me, total sales. I'm actually kind of curious, what's everybody else going to do when it comes out? I know there's a lot of people here that are I don't really care about the game. I'm not really going to play the game. And I think that's fine. But I wonder, is it going to be kind of a bummer for the people that are sort of... I think the good thing is that this year is very full of games. So my encouragement to you is, if you're not interested in GTA 6, I would start to maybe form a little backlog. Get a little backlog going. There's going to be so many games coming out this year. You're probably not going to be able to play every single one. So when that game comes out and kind of eclipses the market and no major titles are coming out at the same time, you kind of have something to play in the backlog, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? This year is so stacked, you should be able to save up. Frank has submitted a question. We've not used the question command in quite a while. Here, let me throw it up on the board, and you guys can kind of see what this is like. What are the chances GTA 6 has 60 FPS on base consoles? I think the chance is good. Okay. Here's my thoughts on GTA 6 60 FPS. I think the base level consoles are going to have a very inelegant performance mode. I don't think it's going to run all that well in performance mode on the consoles. It's going to target 60. It's probably not going to do a great job of hitting it. This is just based off of the size of the world, the fidelity, and what these games typically do on consoles. I don't think your base level consoles are going to have a great performance mode. The Xbox Series S will probably not even get a performance mode. It'll probably just be 30. I think that, I believe that's how they kind of handle with Crimson Desert, I think. Now, GTA 6 on the PS5 Pro, maybe a little bit more consistent. They can also leverage PSSR. The new PSSR 2.0 is doing a much better job of cleaning things up. That can gather some headroom. Maybe that headroom can help them hit a more consistent 60. They can also offer the 40 FPS mode when you have a 120 hertz refresh monitor or television. That can feel a little bit smoother, and then it has an easier time keeping a consistent 40. But I'm here to tell you, they're going to have to really, really let you turn certain things off if they expect you to get 60 FPS on the base level consoles. One of the main things maybe is the lighting systems. I just don't know. One of the problems with Crimson Desert is they baked ray tracing into the game, so the consoles just struggle to maintain 60 FPS. Now, I would say that Crimson Desert's a very poorly optimized game on console. I don't think it's demonstrative of what Rockstar is going to do, but I do think it's an indication of like limited power and what ends up happening when you put too many like visual fidelity focused things like ray tracing and other elements into your game. So if you're hoping to get 60 FPS GTA 6 on your base level consoles, I'd be very, very hesitant to give a strong endorsement that you're going to get it. It's going to probably be, as I said, very inelegant, and the Pro will probably be a little bit more consistent, but will probably equally have issues with performance and maintaining 60. So that's my answer. And thank you, DK Bager, for the gifted member, and gets us to 163. Target 60 is going to be used a lot. Well, to be fair, Gojira, pretty much every game says that. That's not going to be unique to GTA 6 and the 60 FPS discussion. Targeting 60 is normal. Now, there's a hype train incoming on Twitch, so this is your opportunity, Twitch. There's 76 of you over there, and it's currently 33 to 14. You could take the day away from YouTube, get us closer to the goal. If you on your own, if your platform hits 100, I'll do a 5. But you got 4 minutes over there on Twitch. I might use GTA 6 on PC as an excuse for a new PC, especially if the 6000 series. Well, I mean, you'd hope that the hardware prices come down. I watched Digital Foundry answer a question about this this morning. Basically, can you build a PC, equal to the Pro for the 900? So with the PS5 Pro now being $900, it's like, okay, so with $900, can you do it? And John Lindeman's like, well, this one guy did, but he got the RAM for free. And I was like, well, that's an interesting way to loophole your way to a $900 priced PC. Just steal RAM? Like, the guy didn't steal RAM. A friend gave it to him. But it's like, yeah, that's one of the main problems right now. It was also an older video. So Ollie weighed in and was like, yeah, a lot of these things now, I mean, the GPU would likely be more expensive, and getting the RAM for free is not demonstrative of what the average person can do in the market, right? So, like, even if you're looking at the rise in cost of the PS5 Pro and you're thinking, you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to build a PC that's equal to the Pro. Well, you're facing the same market realities that raise the price of the Pro when you go and shop for PC parts. Zubair says the same thing making the console expensive is making the PC more expensive. Right. Yeah, it would be like going to the grocery store and being like, well, I'm not going to buy this food because it's gone up in price. I'm going to buy this food instead. The food's going to be more expensive pretty much everywhere you go. Like, I'm not going to buy gas here. I'm going to go 1 block away. Okay, it'll probably be still inflated there as well. And that's just the reality that we're currently living in. It's unfortunate, but it is true. I posted on that video, it was almost double the current prices plus the cost of RAM. Right, it was an older video, so the prices of things that he was putting in it hadn't quite gone up yet, and he got the RAM for free. So it was like, this doesn't demonstrate anything. This isn't demonstrating what anybody in the market can do right now. Like, if you right now are anticipating, like, okay, I'm on the PS4. What do? Do I go the route of PC? Do I go the route of the PS5 Pro? You're thinking about GTA 6. Maybe you're happy to wait. I think GTA 6 will be on PC middle of next year. Maybe you're happy to wait. You're still going to be paying a lot of money. There is no... The reality that everyone's facing right now, there's no cheap entrance point into the hobby, and there's no cheap upgrade point in the hobby that we're in right now. There just isn't. You're not going to do it. It's going to be expensive. It's not. Honestly, right now, spending money on any of the hardware is a bad idea. I told people, don't buy the Pro right now. Either wait for sales, because they're going to be motivated to maybe do sales and drop the price back down closer to the $750, especially once GTA 6 is in the playing field. There's a possibility they do something around the holiday, because that's when GTA 6 is coming out. Now, they might not, because demand's going to be inflated, or improved, I should say. Demand will be improved because of GTA 6. But now I think is a terrible time to buy the Pro. It is. Just wait. The best thing to do right now is wait. Same with building a PC. I really do think, unless you can find a bargain on your parts and you slowly take the parts and kind of set them to the side, like if you find a deal somewhere on something, you could slowly amass the parts. But if you're trying to buy a pre-built or trying to build a rig right now, it's a terrible time to do it. Wait for the Gabe. Oh, the Gabe Cube? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see where that one lands as well. Mark Cerny cheated. He took all the Xbox games like Forza and Starfield, and he raised the frames higher than the Series X. It's Mark Cerny's fault. I might need to take a moment and pray on stream for the first time in the history of me. I might need to pray for you right now. I really hope you're joking. Just midstream, Lona's like, we need to have a moment of silence and prayer for this young man. The GameCube's going to be over 800. I'm really interested to see how much it's going to be. I want one. I really want one. I would love to be able to play Slay the Spire in my living room, Eugenics in my living room, Raccoon in my living room. I really would. It would be so great. It really would be wonderful. I might try to get 2 of them. I might. There's been a handful of really cool-looking co-op games that Madam and I could enjoy in the living room. You know? Walmart still has $750 Pros. I'll tell my bro he needs one. I've had mine since release. Yeah, there are still some places that have them. I'm assuming it's because they have leftover stock that is still at the previous purchase that they paid, and they're just like, that's fine. Let's just sell through the inventory. It could also just be that, you know, Walmart pays their employees like garbage and they just haven't done it yet. And they're like, yeah, we don't care. And so you might luck out. I mean, it could be any number of things. Why not install SteamOS on your current PC? Same experience as the GameCube Steam machine. I don't want to, I think is the answer. I just don't want to. I've got a 2080 rig there, a 2080 rig there, and then 2 more out there. I have 4 rigs right now just sitting around with 2080s in them that I could set up in my living room, and I just don't want to. I don't want to do it. You lost them at install? You lost me at install. You lost me when I got to take this gargantuan tower and shove it in front or next to my television. You lost me when I got to drape USB cables across my floor to use a mouse and a keyboard or the controller, or then I got to go get a Bluetooth dongle. I ain't doing all that. I'm not doing any of that. You give me a little cube, this little magical thing, and I set it here, and I run a cable, and I run an Ethernet, and I turn it on with a controller. I mean, I can hear angels singing when I do that. Oh, it's like, this is great. This is magnificent. You know, controllers work native with PC. PS5 just connect via Bluetooth. Xbox is even easier. Yeah, but I've got to dig out the Bluetooth antennas that are sitting somewhere. These motherboards don't have the Bluetooth built in. They have the spot for the antenna, so you got to put that in too. I don't know where those are anymore. I mean, and the towers are they're awful. They're huge. I don't know, it's sitting in my living room. GameStop by my house sucks. The dude that works there always complains about his life. I'd be like, man, shut up and give me my controller, sir. 40 days until Legacy of the Dark Knight Batman Lego. Oh my gosh, that's close. I do wonder how the GameCube will work if you want to use something other than a Steam controller. I'm assuming it'll have a pairing, right? Because that's how the Steam controller is likely going to connect, right? It'll pair via Bluetooth. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping that you can just pair. That will. I won't mind using their controller, but I would obviously prefer to use the DualSense. So, I have a spare antenna. Do you want it? No, I've got them. They're in a Ziploc somewhere. You know that like weird Ziploc that they send you when you get like a new computer? They're sitting somewhere. I don't want to do all that. What you're describing is Wi-Fi? What? No, there's like a little Bluetooth thing that comes with them. You've not seen that before? Yeah, it's like a little thing that you plug into the back. What are you talking about? Because the one time I was like, yeah, the Bluetooth won't work. And people are like, you're supposed to plug the antenna in. And I was like mad because mine didn't, the one they sent me didn't come with one. I was like, yeah, they didn't send me one. Yeah, it's like a dongle. It looks like a little antenna. It like goes up like this. It like plugs into the back and like goes straight up. Using Bluetooth for a controller has hella latency. I feel like lots of people do just fine on consoles. That's what consoles use. Yes, you need the antenna. It's radio waves. That's right. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are on the same ship. Chip, tip, clip. I'm just going to keep going until somebody stops me. Bip, dip, flip. I'm just kidding. We're old. We're going to feel Bluetooth latency. Oh, we're old. We're not going to feel Bluetooth latency. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're cracked out on G Fuel and you're 15 years old, you know, you probably feel it. I'm like, hey, I'm just slow. I know it's me. Wired controller only. Bluetooth is awful. I've always wanted to try that. I've wanted to like boot up Sekiro and like fight a boss, you know, die a couple times and then plug the controller in and see if I feel a difference. I don't know if I've ever done that and actually felt a difference, but snorting entire lines of G Fuel before COD matches, I mean, that's the way to do it. If you're under the age of 21, you know, you got to keep that edge. You're going to lose it. You know what I mean? Unless you're competing for a 100,000 COD tournament, you won't notice. Jack Garland says, I'm just in a funk hearing about the Kazan team. They made a near-perfect action game. Jack Garland, they're not laid off, so that is the consolation. They've just been dissolved. So the hope would be that they can take their talents elsewhere and still make great games. It is a bummer that First Berserker Kazan was just such an excellent game. It just didn't get the traction that... It's surprising that it didn't get the traction that it deserved. Like, at a time where Souls games with cool art styles can do very well, like Lies of P, I really don't know what was the hindrance with Kazan. It looked like an anime. Like, where's the audience? I'm not really sure what happened to that game. That is an absolute... I am befuddled by that. It doesn't make an ounce of sense. It's like at a time when anime is rising in popularity, Hiroki Totoki literally talked about that in his interview with Forbes, how like anime is now global in a way that it never was before. And it's like Kazan looked like an anime and it played like a really tight Souls game. What the frick happened? Well, I don't get it. I truly don't understand what happened to that game. It should have just done very well. Maybe the marketing wasn't great. I don't know. Maybe they... I really don't know what happened. I can't even come up with a theory as to why the game didn't do better. It seemed like the perfect recipe for a game to do very well. The original series was just an action game, not a Souls-like. I mean, maybe they should have been more forthright with the fact that you could lower the difficulty, because I played it on beginner and it felt like an action game that had a heavy focus on parries. Kazan came out when other big games came out. Somebody said that on my Twitter. They said, oh yeah, Kazan came out at the exact same time as a bunch of other big games. What other big video games released at the same time as First Berserker Kazan? Oh, Elden Ring, Night Rain, and Assassin's Creed Shadows. Really? It went up against Night Rain? Oh, for frick's sake. It released on March 27th. Elden Ring, Night Rain released in April. Yeah, I wonder if it just was the Elden Ring death sentence. Like, did it land too close to Elden Ring, Night Rain? Because, like, everybody was kind of anticipating more Elden Ring. That's, I don't know. I can't get into Kazan or Neo games. Level design is kind of crap, and the weapons and the items are very redundant. I don't think the level design was particularly great in Kazan. It did its job. Like, you're not going to play it and be like, this is a Souls masterpiece. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, really, really quickly help me out by hitting that like button. Try to get us to 300 likes. Expedition 3 wasn't long after that. Steam Deck with a dock would work. I'm not sure what you mean. Who are you replying to? To elaborate on what Plokin's saying, if you get a device with a dongle that is labeled 2.4 gigahertz, those are really fast. It's the Bluetooth protocol that is the problem, not the radio waves. Peanut Clark is saying just that, I believe. He says, you can see for yourself. Please look it up. Consoles use what is called a 2.4 gigahertz signal, not Bluetooth. Wait, huh? Can you explain that to me like I'm dumb? Because I am. 2.4 gigahertz is Wi-Fi, not Bluetooth. You're blowing my mind right now. So wait, I did not know this. You're telling me that when my DualSense connects with my PlayStation, it's using a Wi-Fi signal? What? I thought it was Bluetooth. Can't you? I paired my DualSense with an iPad once, and it was Bluetooth, was it not? The confusion is that Bluetooth is also 2.4 gigahertz. The PlayStation is Bluetooth. I mean, isn't Bluetooth kind of a version of Wi-Fi anyway? But I mean, I don't know. Are we getting persnickety here? Wasn't Kazan on Game Pass? I don't think that affected it. Kazan wouldn't have had an enormous audience on Xbox. I would have anticipated his audience being much bigger on PlayStation. The style, the art style, the souls, like, come on. Everybody's saying it is Bluetooth. Consoles do not use Bluetooth. What the frick? Everybody else is saying that you're wrong. What does the PS5 use to connect to the DualSense? What does it use? PS5 connects to the DualSense controller primarily using Bluetooth 5.1 technology for wireless gameplay, or you can use the USB-C cable. I don't know what kind of nonsense you're talking, brother. Did they indicate on their own website what it uses? Does it, like, give you the specifics? He's wrong. It sounds like it. Yeah, it's right here. DualSense wireless controllers. I'm on PlayStation's site right now. Device using the operating system listed below or later support DualSense wireless controller via Bluetooth and USB. So, what are you even talking about? That's literally what PlayStation says themselves about their own controller. If you guys are just tuning in and you're looking for information about GTA 6, just type in the chat and ask us. The latest GTA 6 leak is that the game's online component will come out 1 month after the game releases. So if you're interested in playing GTA 6 online, it looks like you're not going to have to wait that long to play it. Now, if you pay attention, GTA Online originally released like 2 weeks after GTA 5 for the controller. The dongle for PC was a Wi-Fi dongle. I don't know about the console. Remember D-Batch and Hargeet? I remember that clip. Yeah, they were like debating it or whatever. I didn't quite understand what was going on other than the fact that it seemed like D-Batch got kicked off for being correct. See, when y'all start talking tech, I take a nap. I'm already taking one, Mike. This is just well-rehearsed sleep talking. I'm actually already asleep. In any case, we don't care. We don't care. Nobody here really cares how this works. You know what I mean? It uses it. I don't. Yeah, it looks like the latency is the lowest on a dongle. Ahoy, hoy, what's good, Byron Color? How are you? That's true, but the Xbox dongle used for the controller on PC wireless, not Bluetooth. All right. I need everybody right now to make a concerted effort to change the subject because I'm bored. This is such a... I just don't care. I don't care. I was initially interested because he was like blowing my mind. I was like, wait a minute, he uses Wi-Fi? Apparently that's not the case. Let's just move on and talk about something more interesting than like how controllers connect to consoles. You know what I mean? Like, what thrilling thing are we going to talk about next? Well, they use springs manufactured in Tibet for the actual triggers because they find that the metal there has a unique oxidation tip. Like, I don't care. I don't care. So, free kits. So, let's talk about free kits and Arc Raiders, shall we? Or the Marathon Steam charts. That's a little bit more entertaining. What's the news on the state of play? Thank you, Riddish. God bless you. Okay, so let's talk about that. So the PlayStation State of Play that has been leaked. Multiple sources confirming that a PlayStation State of Play is on the horizon, okay? PC Master Race, that's right. You guys really put the master in a lot of words. You know, I've seen your Steam library, you know, and so does God. So be judged. Anyways, the State of Play, the PlayStation State of Play repeatable bounties. Every game needs repeatable bounties. It's true. PlayStation State of Play, rumored by Nate the Hate, unconfirmed date of April the 16th. Now, there won't be any GTA 6 at this. GTA 6, as far as we can tell, the marketing's not starting until, I think, May. There are people that think that, like, something's happening next week with GTA 6, and they're looking at pictures and numbers and crap again, and I'm like, come on, stop it. Like, that's, can we stop doing this? I fell for it once. I've never fallen for it ever again. They're like, yeah, but if you take the numbers, and there was a notebook, and this guy that works for the company, he tweeted on April the 2nd at 2:13 in the afternoon, and that means that shut the frick up. That's what it means. Stop it. I'm not doing that ever again. We did that once, okay? So, excuse me. I'm coughing. I'm dying. I don't want to get accused of copying Burnt Peanut. I'm not trying to cough and almost die on stream, okay? Anyways, it will not be a State of Play, I don't think, on Saros or Wolverine. It sounds like it's shaping up to be a third-party State of Play. That's what Nate the Hate said. It sounds to him like it's going to be a third-party State of Play. Now, would I like there to be a Saros State of Play? Yes, of course I would. You know what I mean? With how you eat, I'm just shocked it hasn't happened sooner. You know all about that, Fuzzy, I'm sure. You know, with the degree with which you put things in your mouth that don't fit, okay? Anyways, if they were going to be if they were going to be doing, you know, a first-party focus on Saros or Wolverine, number one, Wolverine likelihood is at like a 0 in my mind. I don't think that you would put Wolverine in front of Saros like that. That would make 0 sense, right? That would make 0 sense. If you're like, hey, we've got this amazing Insomniac-built Marvel game that's coming out in September. We're going to really, really do a big, huge focus State of Play like 2 weeks before Saros comes out. Listen, I know PlayStation's incredibly hard to predict like what they're going to do. They're very difficult to predict. But I don't think they're going to do that. So I think there's a very low likelihood. I think the reason it's more likely going to be third party is what Melissa's putting in chat. The lineup of having another leak at the exact same time, like the same day that the State of Play leaks hit, we also have leaks about the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake announcement. It's like, come on, that I doubt that's a coincidence. I don't think Ubisoft's just going to like walk out and do their own thing. They're not going to randomly do like a UB Forward or something. So I think the State of Play is likely going to be third party. Now, Saros could certainly be included. Sometimes when they do like a third-party focus, they still have something at the tail end that includes their own game to be like, hey, you know, don't forget about Saros. I feel like when they just did a State of Play that they included Saros. Maybe. I can't remember now. Was Saros included in the last one? The one that had the terrible God of War game? It had the fun announcement with TC Carson, but like... they had that stupid Metroidvania that they made that was so bad. It didn't score well at all. What a disaster that was. I don't think it'll be a Black Flag Shadow drop. Insider Gaming was reporting that the Black Flag Remake release date is going to happen somewhere between June and August. The internal document shows it's going to be releasing in the second quarter of the fiscal year 2027. Now, this guy is saying about GTA 6... He says GTA 5 character trailers were announced on April the 25th of 2013, just 5 days before they dropped. Will Rockstar repeat this pattern with GTA 6? Here's why. If you're trying to analyze any of the marketing for GTA 5 and you're trying to like extrapolate a pattern for GTA 6, I don't know if you can. I just don't know if you can. Timelines are different. GTA 5 launched in the middle of September. This is launching in the middle of November. So I think your timelines are going to be all out of whack if you're trying to like line up the marketing strategy of GTA 6. I think GTA 6 Trailer 3 hits next month in May, and it's a big ramp up, and you're going to potentially see a bunch from them at Summer Game Fest in June. They'll probably give Keighley a little something. I don't know. They'll probably do something with PlayStation. Do I guess? I'll just watch a video on it. Hang on. I still want to play the God of War game, but for the lore only. Yeah, I wouldn't play the game for the lore. I'd watch a video. Terrible God of War game. It's just you not being good at it. You think it's me not being good at it? My favorite cope is the guys that are like, if any time Lono says anything about a game, it's because he's not good at it. It's amazing. It's amazing that my ability to not be good at something seemingly is shared by everybody. Like, let's see how well the game did from the critics. Man, it isn't it remarkable? Isn't it just remarkable? My lack of skill in Sons of Sparta has reached so far that it has a 64 from the critics. Now the user score is better on the console. It's like an 81 or something. It's not terrible on console. But like, come on, dude. Like, who are we kidding here? This has nothing to do with my abilities in the game. It's not a good Metroidvania. It isn't. I did every single difficult challenge, every single hard, element of platforming and fights in Shinobi. Have you done that in Shinobi Art of Vengeance? Did you beat 9 Souls? Have you done that? Like, come on, what are we talking about here? I play Metroidvanias. I'm reasonably proficient at them, and I enjoyed even Mio Memories in Orbit, which I think turned into not great Metroidvania in the second half. Two things can be true. It can be terrible, and you can be bad at it. Yeah, that's certainly true. I could be bad at it, but that doesn't mean that's why it got a bad score. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you watch my content through someone else, so go hang out there. Was there a decent story anywhere in Sons of Sparta? No, it was bad. The voice acting was bad, except for T.C. Carson. The story was silly. Like, it was not a good game. It was not. And I don't even think we played it that much for anybody to think that like I'm bad at it. They did a really bad job like telegraphing things. Like, there were foreground elements that looked like they were background elements, and then there were background elements that looked like they were foreground elements. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. That game is just poorly designed. You check out the DLC in Shinobi. I beat it the other day. It was good. No. I need to download it and try it. I've been having a hard time finding time for games in the afternoon. I really have. We've been doing more. I've been doing other things, and I was on the phone with Creature, and we're trying to add some content to the channel and trying to schedule some things. And then I haven't had as much time to play games in the afternoon. I started Darwin's Paradox, and I haven't played it since. It's been like a week since I played it. I was enjoying it, but I've been playing Sworn in the evenings with Madam. So, let's see here. There we go. Oh, okay. Let's do this. Let's see here. I've been playing Satisfactory on the PS5 lately and loving it. Madam and I enjoyed Satisfactory for like a little bit. It was fun until it wasn't. It's like one of those games. Let's see here. Live show. There we go. And we'll pin that. I put out a short about Black Flag, and it's doing decent. So we'll link to it and tell people they can come over here and watch. We also have I did a short about GTA 6 as well last night, and when the GTA Online would be coming to it. So we appreciate you guys. If you guys watch those shorts and leave comments, man, thank you so much for that. It's very kind of you to interact with all the various pieces of content. It's great. lots of people that have been leaving comments and stuff. Let's do this on the various things that we upload. We should have some more uploads for you guys as well. So just keep an eye on that. Every once in a while, you should just get like a ping, ching-a-ring notification or something when those uploads hit. A lot of times they hit in the afternoon and the evenings. That's a great reason to be subscribed to the channel and with the notification bell and all that. And right now we have 250 likes. Try and get us to 300 likes. What class and weapons are you running in Sworn? I have found that Rook is God tier with the hammer. If you go backstab, if you go with a backstab build with Rook, there's a backstab upgrade that you can get where you can backstab from the side. So you take the hammer, you level it up so that when you charge your heavy, you move faster, and you will destroy. I mean, because when he's spinning, he's getting backstab. Even if you spin towards somebody, you'll hit them on the sides, end up behind them, and you backstab like the entire time. It's like backstab, backstab, backstab. It's like Rook with the hammer and backstab is a freaking broken build. Like anytime I build into something that's not backstab, I feel weaker. Like that's how strong it is. I was like, well, let me try some of the other people. Let me try some of the other gods. No, Rook, hammer, backstab build is silly strong. And then Madam plays as the monk, and she uses the ability, her spell, she can put a shield on herself and me. So every time we go into a room, she's putting a shield on both of us as we start the room. And then I typically like to go with like the brute guy, the big strong guy for my ultimate, because then he can like slam the ground. And you can even get one where you come out of the ultimate and you have like a shield around yourself. Hang on. Good sir, you need the bow staff with bleed or hemorrhage. Bleed and hemorrhage. I was using the bow staff. I'll try that. I've been wanting to switch characters just to change it up. I've been wanting to switch characters just to switch it up. So I could go back to bow staff. I liked the bow staff, but I played as Rook once with the hammer, and I'm like, this sucker is strong. Like, the only dilemma with Rook is you take more risk. Like, I'll have double the damage of Madam, but I die way more than her. Like, I'll have like 300,000 damage and she has like 150,000, but then I'm dying way more often because she's able to stay back with Monk and cast, and I'm like up in the mix taking damage. So that's some furious typing. It's a loud keyboard. Yeah. Your mic's picking up the keyboard really bad for some reason. Hang on, I'll make it better. Hang on one second. I'm just kidding. It's just a loud keyboard. It's an ASMR stream now, y'all. I'm gonna put the mic right on the keyboard, and be like, today we're searching for how to build an excellent bookshelf. You're like, this is gonna put me to sleep. Great internet outage here. Oh yeah, an internet outage. That's terrible. We'll all pray for you in this time of trial. I think your keyboard is too quiet. Blue switches in my house. Oh my golly. Well, let's check the news feed, shall we? We got a GTA 6 situation brewing. Sweet. Just email 47 and they'll sort you. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Hang on a second. We were supposed to get, hang on. To request a PC code so I can get footage ASAP for the embargo while we wait for the PS5 code. Thanks. We're trying to get footage for a game so that we can do some coverage of it next week, and it's really strange. This happens pretty often. They can usually give you a PC code like right away, but like the PlayStation codes always come late, and I'm like, well, okay, well, I'll take the PC code then, so I can actually get some footage. So then I want to be able to. It'd be fun to make some content about this game. So we'll hopefully have something exciting for you guys next week. Wolverine was said by Insomniac that we would hear about it in the spring. Yeah, they did say that. I mean, here's the thing. There's too many indications that it's not a Wolverine state of play, John. I'm just trying to keep your expectations way down here, okay? Because if I'm wrong, great. We'll all celebrate. Here's why I don't think it's Wolverine. Number one, Nate the Hate says he's hearing it's third party. Number two, there is a Black Flag Remake leak that the announcement's happening the exact same date that we're hearing the state of play is. Those two things, to me, those things just line up. This is not a first-party state of play. Also, third thing, just observationally, it would be really weird to be like, hey, in the same month that Saros comes out, and we're really heating up the marketing and getting ready to really push Saros, we're going to step right in front of it with a bigger title, arguably. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The Saros preview trailer from this morning, it was underwhelming, just quick cuts and praise for the game. So, I want to read this slowly just to understand your position, Angry Pete. The preview trailer was underwhelming. It's not a gameplay trailer or a story trailer. It's a preview trailer. It's not meant to be like a deep dive, brother. I thought the trailer looked awesome. Let's let the chat weigh in. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like, feels like maybe your expectations are not where they should be for a what? Maybe they're not where they should be for just like a basic preview trailer. Oh, let's see here. I'm going to my history now. Trailer was dope. I mean, I'm not saying your opinion's wrong. I'm just like, maybe you were expecting more than you should have. You just wanted more. Okay, that's fair. That's fair that you wanted more. I wouldn't expect more from a trailer like this. It's just a preview trailer. It's literally just a hype trailer. It's just to get us excited. I still think this just looks freaking nasty. Just nasty. Oh, it looks so good. Look at the amount of projectiles. They're like, how many projectiles should we put in our game? All of them. Oh my gosh. He's like, this'll work. Oh, it's glorious. Hang on. I gotta go back. Just look at the number of rings on the ground. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, holy mackerel. So much stimuli. What's that jump that he does? Is it a jump pad? It is. It's a jump pad. Oh. There's the blue. So the blue ones you can shield. Dead. Sucker. Try again. And dead. Boom. They've learned and evolved from Eternal. Indeed they have. One of the most impressive first-party games of the generation. I'm sorry. I'm a total fanboy for that game already. I'm not going to try and hide it. Total fanboy. Absolutely. Just looks so good. This guy says, I've been telling people that, and they think I'm speaking nonsense like there's zero chances, as if Returnal wasn't widely praised. The reason that people don't think it has a shot at getting Game of the Year nomination, one of the reasons they think that is, they either didn't play Saros or they're not paying attention. It's like, I don't know how you can look at that game and say, oh no, yeah, it has no shot. It has a definite shot at a Game of the Year nomination. Now, I don't necessarily know if it can win. That's a much harder battle. But I'm here to tell you, it is very, very likely headed to the podium for a nomination. It just looks so crisp and so well built. And you got a great lead, and the art style, the direction, the gameplay, the music. Hades was a rogue and got love. Yeah, it's being a rogue. Listen, Returnal, as soon as we got away from the Game Awards and Returnal was in like other events like the BAFTAs and stuff, it got way more nominations. It aged like a fine wine. So I think that's going to be an undercurrent. Yeah, Returnal wins Best Game at the BAFTA 2022 awards. Like, I'm here to tell you, Returnal aged like a fine wine, and more people are going to have that in the back of their mind when they play Soros. They're going to be like, holy mackerel, we thought Returnal was good. This game is a masterpiece. I'm anticipating a lot of people saying that. I am. I'm anticipating a lot of reviews for Soros basically saying, we thought Returnal was good. Soros is excellent. That's how I anticipate things kind of going for the game. I think if they can do a little bit more with the story, it would be a big help. It seems like there's going to be a lot more tangible story. I'm curious if I might know the name of the woman that he's looking for. Have they revealed the name of the woman that he's looking for? I've been reading The Yellow King, and I think I'm picking up things that they gleaned from The Yellow King, and I think I know the name of the woman that he's looking for. I don't know if they've revealed it in any of the trailers, though. When is the Black Flag Remake release date potentially being announced? Next week, April the 16th is the current leak. AC Black Flag Remake will be announced next week. Now, the release date's supposedly going to land somewhere between like June and August. GTA 6 launch is too late to be Game of the Year, guys. No, GTA 6 will likely get a nomination. I think they'll make an exception. Is Yellow King a good read? It's a very, very bizarre writing style. It's a very, very strange set of stories. I've enjoyed it only because I'm looking for clues for Soros. I don't know if I would be like, oh yeah, it's great. Go grab it today. It's not a particularly well-written story. It's a little awkward. It honestly feels like it's written by someone who's like English wasn't their first language is what it feels like to me. I don't know. So that would be effed up if they make an exception. Why? Worse than the King James Bible. If they make an exception because the review outlets have had, if they get GTA 6 into the hands of the press a month before the deadline, and they say, listen, you guys that are voting have all had the game for a month, I don't think that's a problem at all if GTA 6 is included in the nominations for the Game Awards. I don't think that's a problem at all. The deadline for the deadline for Game of the Year nominations or for the Game Award nominations have commonly been like the middle of November or later, like 18th, 19th, things like that. Because everyone else that didn't get an exception. I don't know what you mean. Sneaky, thank you so much for the gifted member. They've literally allowed similar things before. Yeah, you have to understand that an event that large and the date landing that close, I would not imagine. What's GTA 6's current release date? What is it? The GTA 6 current release date is November the 19th. Now, they commonly have had the deadline for the Game Awards has commonly been like the 15th through the 18th. Broken Earth comes in with a gifted as well and gets us to 165. We're 10 members away from 175. Somebody could snipe it right now. Watching this, the Triple I initiative. We can. It'll be a huge shift. This starts in 42 minutes. We could co-stream this. I don't have a thumbnail or a description, though. I don't know if Creatures Around can cook one up quickly for us. I mean, we've pretty much ran the gamut on these topics. If you guys get us to 300 likes, man, it'd be really, really helpful. I remember watching a video about how nominations work. It seems like summer is the deciding deadline. I could be wrong, though. So then what exemption are you talking about? If they move back the date and the timeline for Game of the Year nominations by like 1 or 2 days, I'm fine with that. To say GTA 6 can't be included in the Game Awards this year because they missed the deadline by like a day, come on. That's stupid. Now, if GTA 6 came out like December, like the day before the awards or something, I'd be like, okay, that's a little extreme. Like you're you're letting a game that like missed the deadline by weeks in. If they miss the deadline by like a day or two, it makes perfectly good sense for the Game Awards to be like, listen, it's the biggest game this year. We can move the deadline back by a whopping 48 hours to make sure that they're included. Games have come out like the day of the deadline have been nominated. Yeah, there was a VR game this year that was nominated, and it came out after the deadline. That was the Deadpool VR game, I'm pretty sure. They let it get nominated. Why? Because the press had played it, and they could give their vote. State of play, just my opinion. Says Perfect Image. Assassin's Creed, Black Flag Resync, 007 First Light, Gameplay, Control, Resonant. Those are pretty good guesses. They have pretty good alignment. They have pretty good alignment. So it's not a deadline then? What do you mean it's not a deadline then? If they adjust the deadline knowing that like, hey, there's some games that we really want to have included in the awards ceremony, what difference does it make? What difference does it make? If they close the deadline on the 17th and they're like, well, you know what? Let's push back the deadline by 2 days so GTA 6 can be included. Like, what difference does it make? They're still voting on all of the major games that came out the first 11 months this year. Like, there's the difference of 2 days? Really? Why strain at that gnat? Like, why be so bothered? It's not that big of a deal at all. Nominations are announced Monday to Tuesday, and the deadline is like Friday to Saturday. The deadline for nominations always are at the end of the week that the announcements are made. There is not a chance in my mind that GTA 6 gets excluded this year. Jeff's got an event to run. You know how mad people would be? You know what I'm saying? You know how mad people would be? People are like, no, wait a minute. Why on earth would you not include that game? It's like the biggest game of the year. What are we even talking about? I'd rather see GTA in a show the year it releases. Yeah, what, you wait and then let it roll over to next year? Like, huh? That'd be so weird. As long as they move the deadline before we get there, I don't care. I would care if they move it. Well, they're not going to need to move it right before we get there, Broken Earth. Think about it. They know the release date of GTA 6 right now. There's no chance that Jeff Keighley has not already had that conversation with the board and with those in charge to be like, listen, we would be idiotic to not include that game in our event this year. We would absolutely be stupid. GTA 6 is going to be the biggest game of this decade. And we're gonna say no to it because it misses the deadline by 48 hours. Just make the deadline that Friday, right? What's the 19th? I'm assuming it's a Tuesday. Let's check the calendar and see. So November the 19th is a Thursday. They can make the deadline the 20th. That's not that big of a deal. You make the deadline the 20th of November. GTA gets to get included. And you have an event that'll have record viewership compared to all previous years. That's good for everybody involved, you know. Hopefully there's no high guards this year, but, you know. Hang on a second. Oh, I thought I was getting a download. You know, there's plenty of people that are included in this event and plenty of small devs that are included in this event that are probably thrilled when you have really major players involved and those major players drive the viewership up. The nominations will be announced either on the 16th or the 17th. Maybe the week of Thanksgiving. Yeah, I mean, if you announce it the week of Thanksgiving. I think the issue is it has way more to do with the fact that if the press has their hands on it with ample time to play it and review it, then you're set. As long as the press has ample time, then there's no reason to worry about how this plays out. No worry whatsoever. There's not going to be shenanigans or favoritism or anything like that. As long as the press has ample time to get their hands on the game and to play it and to adequately spend time with it, then I have no problem with the deadline of the Game Awards being bumped back by like a little bit. Will Marathon be nominated for anything? Marathon could get nominated for soundtrack. Given the 9 out of 10 reviews. I don't know. I mean, the press... The interesting thing with Marathon and the press is like they're reviewing the game on merits that like... I don't know. Like, at some level, I understand what they're doing. I understand why they're reviewing it the way that they're reviewing it, and I don't necessarily think they're, quote-unquote, like, wrong. But it's like, come on, man. I don't know. I just don't know. The trend... Let me say it this way. It's clear that the people who stick with Marathon love it. It's clear. They love it. If you look at the user scores on PlayStation and Xbox and Steam, Marathon is enjoyed and praised by the people that play it. That is a fair thing to say. Right? But I don't know. I read those reviews and there's just something that always makes my spidey sense tingle. Bungie is treated in an odd way by the press. I'll post this again. This is how the nominations and the deadlines work. Okay, so Talica went back and did the research for us. So the nominees were revealed in 2023 on the 13th of November. The deadline was the 17th. On 2022, the nominees were revealed on the 14th and the deadline was the 18th. In 2021, the nominees were revealed on the 16th and the deadline was the 19th. In 2020, the nominees were revealed on the 18th and the deadline was the 20th. I don't think they're going to have to make an exception for GTA 6. They'll make the deadline the 20th, and they'll reveal the nominees like a couple of days before GTA 6 comes out. And GTA 6 will be included. Like I said, the deadlines have all hovered around the date that GTA 6 comes out. Not including it in the show would be absolutely asinine. It would be the dumbest thing ever to be like, no. In 2025, they announced the nominees on November the 17th, and the deadline was November the 21st. So GTA 6 is 100% going to be included in the Game Awards. 100%. Marathon is amazing, underrated gem. I think there's a lot about Marathon that's deserving of praise. It just doesn't have broad enough appeal to survive. The player numbers are getting to a state where I think Bungie's going to have to speak to it. We're kind of running out of gas on other topics. I don't really want to spend a bunch of time on Marathon. I'm just going to say I think Bungie in the next week or two is going to have to speak to the player numbers. They're going to have to say something. It's looking very bleak. It's looking very bleak. It will become a game that just doesn't function. You won't be able to play. It won't work right. You won't have enough people. So, a day after launch, if the extend is the deadline, so the first 3 main missions or simple exploration means game of the year. I'm gonna say this again. I don't know if you're talking to me or someone in chat, so I'm gonna establish my position again. If the press has approximately a month or so in GTA 6 because they get early access, so they're playing the game all through like the second half of October, and then the deadline for them to vote and put their nominations out is like I don't know, a couple of days before GTA 6 officially releases. There's nothing wrong with that. They did that already. They did that already. They did it with the Deadpool VR game. They had played the Deadpool VR game. They gave it high praise. It hadn't released yet, and the Deadpool VR game was nominated. It won't be abnormal. Even though they don't need to, only 24 hours, that's not enough time. I feel like the stream is muted and you're interacting with chat and not with me, Exodius Faith. I don't feel like you're interacting with what I'm saying. I feel like you're interacting with chat. I feel like I just gave a very clear explanation as to why it would be okay for GTA 6 to be nominated if, conditional statement, big huge condition here, if they're able to play the game as a review. Yo, Tubbs comes in with 6 months. Thank you so much. We're at 166. Jeff likes to talk about layoffs and closures, so I wonder if he'll acknowledge the high guard situation or deliberately skip around it. He doesn't like to talk about layoffs and closures. What are you talking about? He mentioned it the 1 year. He doesn't really make it a prominent part of the show. He does not make it a prominent part of the show. The press have to have it first before the cutoff. That's the entire part of my argument. They aren't real for the players by the players, though. They're going to slob on GTA 6 regardless, even if it's unoptimized trash. Well, I mean, I can't really make predictions about how the press is going to react to GTA 6 and whether or not they'll fixate on performance problems or not. I mean, I don't know what to tell you in regards to that. I mean, in general, I think the press doesn't. I would probably agree with you if your position was somewhere along the lines of like the press doesn't do enough to talk about performance issues. I would say that that's generally true, that they don't talk enough about performance issues. Like they tend to overlook them, and like games that don't run all that well seemingly get lots of praise, and then they'll kind of ignore the fact that this doesn't run well and that doesn't run well or what have you. But I don't know. I mean, if the game is running really, really poorly, then, I would expect people to, at some measure, highlight that in their reviews. It just depends. Don't imagine the gaming news coverage the week leading up to GTA 6 and the week after. Feel bad for other games. Yeah, I talked about that a little bit. Like, if you're not interested in the GTA 6 release, I would really encourage you to, throughout this year, start saving up your I would start saving up your backlog. Do you know what I mean? I would start saving up your backlog. I would start having some games set to the side because there's so many games coming out this year. That's what I would do. I would say, hey, I'm gonna make sure I've got some games because it's gonna be thinned out. I think that time of the year there's gonna be a very, very thinned out amount of games coming out, which makes perfectly good sense. Given the eclipsing nature of GTA 6. So. This year is so stacked. You should be able to have things in your backlog for when it comes out. Crimson Desert's on your backlog. That's a good game to put into your backlog because by the time that era of time arrives, I imagine it'll be in such a better state with respect to optimization. Maybe by then they've reworked the controls. Things like that. Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate the explanation. Talik said, Lono, what do you mean get a backlog? Well, some of us already have one. This is true. Talika says, you have to remember, Jeff has been doing this for many years. The deadline is always the third week of November. Devs know this. Devs always do their best to release the game in time to meet the deadline if they want to be nominated. Yeah, so Talika is making a very good point that the deadline, if it's always the third week of November, that's literally the week that GTA 6 comes out. So, will Morbid Metal come to consoles? For now, we are focusing on Steam only. However, consoles and your demand for Morbid Metal on them is on our radar. Yeah, I would be okay with Morbid Metal taking its time. I still think they've got some polish to do. It's got like an 80% on Steam. When I played the demo back in the day, I thought it was fine. I thought that there were elements of the combat and the targeting and stuff that could be a little bit tighter and a little bit more polished. I thought it could have been tightened up a bit. If you guys are just tuning in, go through that ritual as you come into the live show and hit that like button. Try and get us to 300 likes. I appreciate you guys being here so much. We've had a really strong day and lots of people tuning in. And always make sure you do that quick little thumbs up. It helps us out. There'll be no running and hiding from GTA 6 that's coming for us all. I still haven't even booted up Tainted Grail. Yeah, Tainted Grail did a lot of good changes as well. I've not booted it up to see what the optimization is like. I had review access to it, and they had so many complaints from people on console. They kind of had to acknowledge it in an email when we were in review access. Like, it ran so terribly. I couldn't record footage that didn't stutter and screen tear once I was out of the opening area. It was bad. I could give a snark less about GTA 6 at all, says Talik. I haven't played one since Vice City, so I'll dig into my backlog. Does the fan vote count for 10%? Yes. 10%. You can go and vote on the Game Awards website, and you do in fact count. You do in fact count. So we are always voting every year. Like, I go through and cast my vote and make my own predictions about what's going to win and what's not. We also usually go through and make predictions about who will get nommed and who won't. It's usually a really fun time. There are people that kind of poo-poo the event, and they're like, the Game Awards are stupid, or they don't like them, or what have you. I get a lot of the criticism, like I do, but I think it's a fun event. I think it's a fun time as gamers just to kind of gab about all the different, games and all the different, nomination categories. Obviously, I think GTA 6 is going to be a pretty dominant game this year, both from a marketing perspective as well as just people's attention. I also think it's pretty clear it's going to be built at a level where, probably given their history, they'll get a lot of nominations. Like Rockstar, I know a lot of us are like wringing our hands about 60 FPS, but Rockstar, they make excellent games, and they usually get a lot of nominations. I've never played a GTA game, but I'm willing to give GTA 6 a shot this year. The AAA Initiative Showcase is in 24 minutes. I've got it pulled up here. We don't necessarily need to do a separate stream for it. We can just do it right here in this stream, and I'll just put a timestamp. What if GTA 6 is delayed again? I don't think it's going to be delayed for a couple of reasons. I think the reason Wolverine announced its release date when it did, which is in September, I think PlayStation got strong confirmation from Rockstar that the release date's going forward. One of those confirmations, I think, is pretty simple. They're going to be working on the marketing together, right? So I think the fact that they're going to be working on the marketing together, that communicates to me that PlayStation's in the know. PlayStation knows that GTA 6 is on pace, and that if they know that, they're adjusting their own calendar accordingly. And that to me is, a pretty strong indication. Also, I would imagine by now, if it was getting delayed, they would have said something. They're likely going to be, landing, in the May time zone, a time period for marketing. Grievous wounds. Hemorrhage now deals a portion of the target's max health as damage. Yeah, hemorrhage is nice if you build into bleed, especially if you can get a boss to bleed. Yeah, that's a really good one to run, Jaster. Because you can also get one that, you can get one from Bad, or however you're supposed to say the name. You can get one where all your backstab attacks cause bleed. So if you have backstab attacks cause bleed, and you're using Rook, and you're using his heavy spin, you can make the enemies bleed and hemorrhage pretty fast. Watch GTA 6 and video games become a target again. I don't know what you mean by become a target. I love it only because it shows us the gamers of the future. Jakob says, y'all tripping. GTA 3, 4, and 5 are goated video games. There's a lot of people that haven't played, the GTA games. They just never really called to me. I remember playing GTA 5. I remember playing GTA 5 for it was like a bounty, or it was like a bounty or something on Twitch. And I was just like, yeah, it just wasn't for me. It was, you know what I mean? Now GTA 6 may be different. I've gotten criticized for like covering GTA 6 and doing waiting rooms, and then also admitting that like it's not a game I'm like super duper enthused about. But like, I think it's interesting to be criticized for honesty. Like, I'm just being honest. I'm like, yeah, I'm covering it. It's a renowned title. It's going to be tectonic and eclipsing. It's going to be like a generational game. That doesn't mean I'm like highly interested in it. Does that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was extremely interested in the amount of praise that Baldur's Gate 3 received, and we covered it a handful of times, even though I was like, yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is not for me. It's interesting that like honesty is criticized in a day and age where like people are dishonest and grift and like pretend to be fans of things. I just find that to be strange. I don't think people quite understand what it is to grift, because it's like that's not grifting, that's honesty. To be like, yeah, I'm covering this, I'm excited about it, I'm excited to see what happens with it, even though if it's a game that I'm not, super enthused about, like, oh, I can't wait to play it. I'm more interested in what it does to the market. Now, there's obviously the potential that I play it and really enjoy it and make content with it. I don't know how likely that is. Imagine someone asking, what do you think about GTA 6? And you go, what's GTA? Right, like you can't really cover gaming and not cover the major titles, I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird to me. I enjoy engaging with chat, says Exodius. A lot of cool people here. Y'all are nice and knowledgeable. I appreciate that. You're playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now. It's fantastic. I have a certain level of jealousy for people that have enjoyed a lot of the games that I can't get into. Like, I do. Like, I have a healthy, it's not like an unhealthy version of jealousy. Like, I have a healthy amount of jealousy for people that have enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3. You're not allowed to cover something if you're not enthusiastic about it. Interesting. Well, it's just a contortionist attempt to make it seem like I'm like a grifter or like I'm not honest or something. But you're using my honesty to claim that. It's just bizarre. We did a lot of GTA 6 streams and waiting rooms. I think people just, get in their feelings and get jealous because like we had high viewership. And I just admitted that I was like, yeah, I'm like not a huge GTA fan, but from a coverage perspective, it's an incredibly interesting game. It's like, this game is tectonic and it's not even out yet. It's been delayed multiple times. The trailers get absurd viewership. Like, what in the world? Like, grifting would be lying and acting super interested and being like, oh, I can't wait to play it. Does that make sense? It's like being transparent and being like, yeah, I'm not a big GTA guy. I don't know if I'm going to clock 100 hours in the game or not. I don't know. That it's like weaponizing honesty. It's like, oh, he's a grifter. It's like, well, no, it would be grifting to do the opposite of that and to pretend and to posture as if I was like the biggest fan ever and to like try to claim I know character names and stuff. It's like, it seems weird. GTA always pushed what developers can accomplish too, so it's cool to see what new things come into the game. Worried about the CPU bottleneck on the Pro. GTA is going to be rough and PSSR ain't saving it. Well, I don't necessarily know if PSSR can save a game that's CPU bottlenecked, but I do think it's interesting that Rockstar has done an awful lot of work in their older games to raise performance, fidelity, and the frames per second. That to me says they're well aware of like, hey, frames matter. We need to figure out a way to, to potentially figure out how to do this. I don't know if, as I said, I think GTA 6 will likely be inelegant in its performance modes on the base consoles. The game will run fine. If they can make Red Dead 2 on a PS4 Pro, it'll be all right. It really comes down to what level of fidelity and lighting and stuff they can turn off. Yo, Aaron Wright with 40 months in Member Plus says, Rockstar confirmed if 6 will come with online day one. They've not confirmed. I believe they have said that online will not be there day one. The latest leak is that GTA 6 will release, and a month later, GTA 6 Online will release, which will follow somewhat the pattern that happened with GTA 5. GTA 5 released 2 weeks later in October, because it released the middle of September. 2 weeks later, GTA Online released. Do you think Elder Scrolls 6 will live up to the hype or be a letdown like Starfield? I don't have much confidence in Bethesda anymore. I don't have confidence in Todd Howard or the Creation Engine. After what they did with Starfield and how they talk about Starfield, I think they're completely out of touch with what people expect from games these days. So I don't have almost any confidence in them. I don't have confidence in Todd, Bethesda, or the Creation Engine. I think they're dinosaurs at this point, and they'll continue to make games that are evident of that reality, that they haven't transcended into this era of time. They don't prioritize the things that gamers of today care about. They're stuck in the it's big and there's persistent items, Skyrim, Oblivion ideas, and it's like, yeah, that doesn't make for a good game anymore. Those are like cool things, but that doesn't mean this guy says June to August can't be quarter two. Yes, it can. It's the second quarter in the fiscal period. Yeah, it's a fiscal calendar. It's not a second quarter of the calendar year. Cyberpunk's 90 FPS, but GTA 6 is 30. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily know if Cyberpunk is the fairest comparison, just because GTA 6 is targeting what feels like a far bigger scale and scope. It seems as though, the scale and scope of GTA 6 is going to be far more significant than anything Cyberpunk has done. Not to say that Cyberpunk doesn't have good scale and lots to do. I don't necessarily think that they're in the same ballpark. I mean, we're talking about, from the leaks that we've seen and the footage that we've seen, GTA 6 seems to be targeting a living world, not like a contained city with. I mean, listen, Cyberpunk is certainly cool. But yeah, I've got it pulled up here, Byron. I've got it pulled up here. Let me put the numbers there. Also, Cyberpunk doesn't have multiplayer. Well, the multiplayer will be separate. So, like, you'll be able to play GTA 6 completely by yourself, and then GTA 6 Online will be like a separate thing. Cyberpunk is the closest comparison. It is the closest comparison. I don't know if I've ever been moving around or driving around, Cyberpunk cities and have seen the level of emergence and NPC interactivity and liveliness that we've seen in GTA 6. At least what they're targeting in GTA 6. They may have to tone a lot of that down. Some of my curiosity is piqued by, like, I wonder if some of these delays with GTA have been because they're just having to scale things down. They're like, this isn't going to work. Whether it's the lighting or the NPC's reactivity to, the various things that you're doing. I don't know. Cyberpunk 2 will have multiplayer. Probably. There was the super early leaked gameplay. For those who remember, it got taken down quick. It's still more work the studio has to account for, though. I'm not sure what you're talking about. The jiggle physics? Yeah, I don't know about the jiggle physics. Cyberpunk was not made for PS5 when the PS5 came out and is GPU heavy. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure the point that you're making. It was not made for PS5 when the PS5 came out and is GPU heavy. I can't. I'm not catching the logic. We have to see what The Witcher 4 does, in my opinion. It'll smoke GTA. Yeah, I don't know if I would pit The Witcher and GTA against each other. I feel like they're very, very different attempts at a video game. I don't know. It seems to me that if, you have like a really, really cool open world RPG like The Witcher, and then you have GTA, I feel like they're attempting very, very different things. Size and scope especially. I don't know if the size and the scope of Witcher 4 is going to be in the same hemisphere as like what they're trying to do. Like, just when I say size and scope, like The Witcher 4 could be huge with respect to like how big the world is, but like just imagine how dense the world of GTA 6 is targeting being, with like NPCs and cars and people walking on the street and people coming in and out of shops. Like, I don't know if The Witcher 4 is going to be at that level. Witcher 4 will be on Unreal 5. That's not going to go well. What makes you say that? Unreal 5 continues to get better. Like, every time an engine comes out, and then as time goes on, it gets more refined. We've had more and more games come out in Unreal 5 that have been perfectly fine. The notion that Unreal 5 is like permanently bad, I don't think that's a notion that I would agree with. Foliage and trees are way more impressive to render than a city. I don't necessarily know if... Are you saying from your own perspective, or are you saying at a technical level? Because it really depends. It depends on how they build the city. You know what I mean? Like, how alive is the city? Saros is in UE5. Yeah, it appears that Saros is in UE5. I believe Returnal's in an older version. Isn't Returnal in UE4, I think? Yeah, Returnal's in UE4. Yeah. What are big games in UE5? I feel like there's been some big games that have been very, very good in UE5. Black Myth Wukong, Silent Hill 2 Remake, Lords of the Fallen, Hellblade 2, Stalker 2, Expedition 33. I feel like there's been good games in UE5. Like, some of those I think ran perfectly fine. Like, I don't think they were all like amazing as far as like optimization and performance, but Arc Raiders is in UE5. Yeah, Metal Gear Delta. Arc is best performing. They also turned off half the features. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times it feels like that's what's needed, is you just have to trim things down. You have to be willing to turn certain things off. Expedition 33 was 4, not 5. Well, then maybe Google was wrong. What engine is Expedition 33 in? Claire, Expedition 33 was developed using UE5. Are you sure? I mean, I'm... Oh, the wiki says Unreal 4, but they later switched to UE5, providing rendering improvements. I don't know. It looks like Expedition 33 was... They switched it to 5. Looks like it looks like it was originally in 4, though. Samson's 5.7.4. It's the best performing UE, but it's still rough. Well, and a lot of that looks like the game was rushed and not ready. Like, it's in early access. AI says foliage and trees are generally harder to render than cities and people. Yeah, it probably is harder to render given, like... You can't hide things. Like, you have to put a bunch of trees and bushes in a hillside there. You have to put them there. With a building, you can make sure that the outside looks good and then there's like nothing on the inside. It can literally be what is tantamount to a painted cardboard box in the engine. Digital Founder says DLSS's dynamic multi-frame gen takes us one step closer to simply asking our GPUs for a desired output frame rate, but this first iteration has a few too many problems. UE5 is still rough, but CD Projekt Red has an in-house fast asset streaming tool to fix UE. That was the whole point of their demo. That's probably why I got mixed up. Borderlands 4 is also UE5. Yeah, Black Myth switched to UE5, yes. It actually seemed like switching to UE5 hurt Black Myth Wukong. At least that was my opinion. It felt like it could have been... I feel like it would have been a more polished product if they wouldn't have done that. Borderlands 4 performance sucked. Yeah, they had a lot of performance issues with that game as well. All right, the AAA Initiative Indie Showcase is starting shortly. Okay. Deserto says an insider has said that well, they list him in the Insider Gaming is like I'm sorry, not Insider Gaming, Deserto. Deserto says an insider is claiming that GTA 6 user-generated content will produce millionaires, right? And he says, Hip Hop Gamer says, how come you said insider, bro, instead of just using my name, Hip Hop Gamer? Like, why does the entire industry do this to me? Well, they name him in the article, though. They're not refusing to name him. He's literally listed right here in the article multiple times. Hip Hop Gamer, Hip Hop Gamer. I don't know. They literally have an embedded tweet with your name and your face. I don't know. I don't feel like they're not trying to say his name. I mean, your name's not in the tweet, but that's common for headlines and tweets to leave some sense of a mystery gap. Like, oh, an insider has claimed this, and then they name the insider like in the article. It's not surprising that GTA 6 Online will launch about a month after the game. GTA 5 did the same thing. Yeah, I use the same kind of logic, Christopher. I said, yeah, GTA 5, it was like 2 weeks. So waiting about a month for GTA Online doesn't sound that crazy to me. Dear Lord. We got 3 minutes to the AAA initiative, y'all. It's a indie-focused showcase we're going to co-stream. I'm not going to do like a separate stream or anything like that. We'll just do it here and timestamp it. If some games are able to use UE5 and others don't do as well, that's not the fault of UE5. That's a dev issue. It's literally a skill issue. It's kind of a both-and situation, Broken Earth. Like, there's a Venn diagram where there are engine problems and difficulties, and then there are like dev issues as well. We will also be co-streaming the Triple I Initiative 2026 showcase. So if you are looking for, we need to add this to Hang on one second. Okay. The rumor of state of play is the 16th of April. Currently, that is the rumor, yes. Folks like Randy Pitchford and Todd Howard should stay out of the press when releasing a game. They do more harm than good. I don't know how much I've seen, like, Todd recently cause problems. I mean, I know in the past he obviously had some things that he said that kind of backfired a little bit, but yeah. There are CD Projekt Red job listings for multiplayer. Interesting. I can't hear myself. That is interesting. Okay. Hey, you guys enjoy this. I'm gonna watch on my phone for just a second. I'm gonna step away. I'll be right back. I'll turn the volume up.
Dreamt so long of my body that I know everything about it. I have dreamt it into existence.
They say you think you're human.
I am human. In this place, where everyone takes their bodies for granted, I would never. When I meet my body, I will never part from her.
Yo, that Prove You're Human game looked cool, man. This is all simulated. At least it looks simulated to me. That might be real. Yeah, a lot of that looks simulated. Cool. Cool vibe, but This is the update to Astroneer, I think. Gosh, it's so bad. Is there somewhere else I can watch this? Because this is IGN's.
Hey,
is it
thanks for watching the trailer for Starseeker Astroneer Expeditions. If you'd like to get your hands on it early, head on over to starseekergame.com and sign up for the beta. We also have an extended gameplay segment coming up later in the show, so be sure to stick around.
You've been hired to work.
So you're not the boss of me.
Yeah, I'm not listening to any of that.
Oh, okay.
So customers come in and then we scan their IDs. Okay, we gotta check that they are a human. Shoot her.
Shoot her?
On the thing it says she's a plumber, but she says that she's a flight attendant.
Yeah,
What
the official
Oh, he vibing. I don't even need it.
the official III Initiative stream is like way behind this one. I don't know how IGN's is ahead.
Oh, creepy. No, thank you.
Did you see? Wait. Oh my goodness.
We let two doppelgangers.
60 seconds. Okay, you board up the doors. I'll start setting traps.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god, what the hell is that?
In the Home and Harbor expansion, you get to build, manage, and fight for your very own outpost, your home base in the oceans of Europa. Outposts are valuable assets. Be ready to fight for them, both in single and multiplayer. Home and Harbor adds new mechanics and depth to Barotrauma. Manage and develop your outposts into industrial hubs and take part in the underwater economy. Discover a new faction in the world of Barotrauma, the Descendants. Mysterious, high-tech offspring of Europa's original settlers. With the Descendants, various new technologies are introduced into the game. Cybernetics, augmentation, energy weaponry, you name it. Home and Harbor adds more story, new missions, and deeper faction interactions to the Barotrauma campaign. Barotrauma, Home and Harbor expansion. Coming autumn 2026.
Lost Castle 2. See, I liked that because there were so many telegraphs. Like, sometimes those side-scroller, like, beat-em-ups, it just becomes, like, a spammy mess. Like, that looked actually, like, really good.
Friends, you can race, you can do cool tricks and stuff. There's also a bunch of other fun things to do when you're not sledding, like snowball fights. Or fishing.
Oh my god. I hate you so much.
You can also just kind of hang around if you want. There's also some cool customization stuff. It helps with the cool factor. So yeah, that's the game I'm making, and I'm really excited to share that sledding game is coming to early access on April 30th. See you on the slopes real soon, people. Real soon.
Smashed their way onto our turf. It looks like they brought some proper snazzy kits to the fight. Some fight proper sneaky.
I'm just going to keep pausing it every once in a while. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's YouTube or them, but that sound clipping's freaking terrible.
The big boss of the Blue Kits is here with his claws, but that's nothing on our power claws. Oi, look at this one. He thinks he's dead hard in his battle wagon, but wait till the boys crack him open. Oh look, he's old Baylai. But ain't nobody meaner than orcs. Nah, not them. Yeah, him. The biggest, meanest, Nazgul Magorok Thracker, prophet of Gork and Mork. Wah! Let's have it!
Warhammer Survivors? Wait a minute. I thought that was DLC for Vampire Survivors. That's just a straight up, that's their own one? They didn't even try to make it look different. I think I would have enjoyed that more if they went a little bit more in the lane of like a Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. That looked just straight up like Vampire.
On this alien planet, a solitary creature faces the ultimate test of survival. A duplicant, an industrious creature built to survive the harshest of environments. It must unlock the secrets of this strange world. Learn to coax oxygen from crystal, raise crops from seed, generate light from goo. The path is fraught with peril. Insufficient water? Famine. Inadequate fuel? Lights out. An unexpected chemical reaction. The burden of existence is heavy, but this creature does not have to walk alone. At last, our survivor has found a friend. The duplicant now belongs to a team.
Even the crows refuse to feast on these bodies. This carnage reeks of something foul. Something inhuman.
horror has been unleashed on these lands. Some escape in daydreaming. Am I dreaming this hellish nightmare?
Call Nintendo. Temtem has to use Kickstarter? Why would... Is this like a... Is this supposed to be like a Brotato sequel? It doesn't really look like Brotato though. Like it could be. No, this might be Brotato. Yeah. New DLC coming 2026 wishlist now. So, My biggest frustration with Brotato is it could be so good with meta progression. It's such a satisfying little loop and game. There's no meta progression, so it's just kind of like you're just unlocking characters. I don't like that. Oh yeah, Far Far West looks like it could be really, really fun. Like Deep Rock meets Helldivers. Early access.
World premiere.
April 28th. I could have played. I got invited to a beta of Far Far West, but the timing didn't work out. It was like on a weekend when I couldn't play when the servers were open.
Wake up, Keeper. Don't make me bite you. Yes, I may be a skull, but I bet we'll become best friends.
One more filler for you, comrade.
What are you looking at? Grab him.
Reactor, and I really do think the whole thing might implode. And that's where you come in. Now, I don't want you to get overexcited, but there are rifts that cut through time itself. Stabilize one of those, and you could pop back to your own time. And while helping yourselves, you could perhaps fix a few teensy little problems you need to.
We Were Here tomorrow. Yeah, I was getting ready to say this looks like a We Were Here game. There's a demo right now on Steam. Balatro is not done impacting the market. Racoin, this game. Yeah. Unholy Fusion DLC.
Pretty neat, huh? Top tier technology.
Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain 2 Hollowed Concepts.
World premiere.
Risk of Rain 2 is another game that I wish had better meta progression, and Madam and I would enjoy it. We didn't enjoy it because it's like the progression is just, again, unlocking characters. It just doesn't appeal to us.
You're probably wondering, how did this handsome fellow end up in such an awkward situation? Well, to understand, I think we need to rewind a bit. It all started when my best buddies and I heard about this very ancient place. Let's go, guys.
Well, don't mind me. Smells up over here.
There's some loot here, guys.
We were peacefully making our way through when everything went completely off the rails. Ah, you filthy beast! No, watch out! Suddenly, just when I thought I was safe... It's a real shame I ended up in this situation, because trust me, the treasure's right behind that door. And now you are the one that has to go get it. And don't forget, every step forward, you're already too deep to quit.
Whatever happened to Felt That? No, nothing, no announcements or anything. We're still kind of waiting. Felt That's the puppet boxing game.
Dear contestants, prepare yourselves for the ultimate trial in final sentence.
Where's the question mark? Sir, put that gun down! We good. Oh my God! Alright, here we go, 10 seconds. Okay, we good. There are people dying before me. That was a combo!
The round begins in 3, 2, 1.
World premiere.
Hey, don't starve together. Don't Starve Elsewhere. Oh, looks like a whole new game. All right, they're going to do their montage. Yeah, I mean, those are always fun. It's just a barrage of trailers. It's a good reminder that there's like so many indie titles out there that can be wishlisted and added and followed on Steam and the various platforms. So I appreciate you guys hanging out today and hanging with us, man. Hit that like button. We're going to go ahead and head to the green room. Thank you, Kinda Fishy, for renewing your Prime over there on Purple. And I didn't get to thank Verbal Stampede for doing that as well during the showcase. Check your primes and your resubs. We're at 169 going to Friday. Looks like Saturday's probably not going to happen, and that's all right. We've been on an every other week pattern, it seems, which is okay. That gives me and Madam some more time on the weekends. If you guys scramble tomorrow, you can certainly unlock it, and Madam and I will be streaming with you guys on Saturday if that is the case. So on your way out, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell button, and we will see you guys next time.